This is Sean Chiplock, the voice of Reen Schwarzer in Trails of Cold Steel, and you're listening to Casanova Podcast, the #1 podcast in all of Hawaii, and perhaps one day, Erebonia.
Yeah, I fly and I soar, but I aspire for more. Took some time so I can show you how this lion can roar. Sound the sirens, let them know I'm standing right at the door. I'm defiant, cause I know that I'm a giant at core. Yeah, I'm that boy. Let them know that I'm next level. I'm a whole new kind of guy. Yeah.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Casanova Podcast. I'm your host, Mikael Casanova. I'm joined today by a good friend of mine and exceptional content creator, streamer, entrepreneur, and just so much more. The one, the only LegionzGaming. How you doing, man?
Good, good. Thank you for having me. I don't know about extraordinary, but I strive for that. But thank you. Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to have you on the show. I know we've been talking for months about having you on, and you have a crazy schedule. I thought I was busy, but bro, your schedule's insane. If I look tired, it's because I am. I went to bed at 6:30 a.m. Yeah, and then I woke up at 12:30 or 12. Yeah, and then I started editing some stuff. Yeah. So, like, walk us through, like, what's a typical day like for you? Like,
typical day. So I work full-time. For those that may know, like, watch my streams, I own a business with my father. We own a restaurant, but he works like 3.5 days and I work 3.5 days. So like we kind of help each other out. And then when one person goes on vacation, the other one has to work doubles until the other person comes back. That's how we kind of even it out for each other. And so if I'm working, like yesterday I was working, I edited all day and I recorded some videos for both channels, my YouTube for my anime channel and my gaming channel, TikToks. And then I went to work at 4 p.m. I got home at midnight, showered, ate, recorded some more stuff, edited some more stuff, scheduled it, and then went to sleep finally at like 5, 6 in the morning. That's pretty much what my days look like. It's and then when I'm streaming, like on the days I don't work at the restaurant, I'm doing streaming instead during that time slot.
But okay, so for those of you who, you know, think that doing content creating is just, you know, get behind the camera, hit record, or go live, and that's it, and there's no actual work, hear this man's story.
Yeah. It's very hard. I even looked into getting an editor recently because with the anime channel, at first when I started the anime channel, like it's about to hit 1,000 subs today in like 2 months, which is honestly, I didn't think I was going to hit 1,000 subs that fast. So we're already going to be monetized on that channel. I could have been probably way higher sub count and way more videos by now. I just didn't have the time. It's a lot to edit like anime stuff because obviously for copyright, it's like you can only show legally like 20 seconds, which I only put like 19 seconds. And then you have to put like a 5-second break in between the next segment and then another 19 seconds. So it's very, very like, there's a lot of cutting. Yeah. So it's time consuming. And then I also started a Patreon for it. So if people wanted to see the full stuff, you know, they can go to the Patreon and watch it there. So I have to edit one for Patreon, edit one for YouTube, edit TikToks, edit YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, for all that for the anime stuff. And then the gaming channel. I looked into having someone like edit. Man, they're expensive. Do you take a guess at how much someone... So they said $18 an hour per editing, which that's not bad. That's decent because my videos don't take that long to edit anyway. Maybe the anime stuff. But then he said the thumbnail was like $15. I was like, $15 for a thumbnail? I'm doing a thumbnail right now while on this podcast. It takes me like 2 minutes. So you know, it's very expensive. So everyone's like, just hire an editor. With the money that I make from content creation, I would like make no return if I hired an editor. It's like you have to make a lot of money to hire an editor. So if you work full time and then you also do all the editing yourself and all the posting yourself, it's very time consuming.
See, but people think it's just easy. Well, here's the thing: getting into content creating, I don't know if you'll agree. I feel like now it's easier to get in than when we got in years ago.
Yeah, I agree that it's easier, but also I will say that it's way harder to grow now.
True. Very
I
true.
mean,
Very
with
true.
TikTok, if you take advantage of the multiple platforms that there are to grow, and you do them correctly, and you do your research, and you follow like trends and all that, then you can grow like pretty easily on TikTok and YouTube. But that requires dedication. A lot of people these days just think, oh, I'm just gonna stream. I'm just gonna put the camera on myself and play a video game, and people are gonna come. But it was easier back then to grow because not as many people did it. And then I think once COVID hit, everyone realized how easy they could literally just stream from their PlayStation or Xbox themselves. And it's just like, when's the last time you've gone to like a PUBG category, Call of Duty category, Fortnite, and scrolled down to like the 5 less viewer section? Bro, you will be scrolling for so long. There's so many people with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 viewers, 0 viewers. Like there's so many people that try streaming now. It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's like you said, like it's harder to grow. And so I use this as an example. I have a friend who, like, they wanted to get into content creating, podcasting, streaming, and all that. And like they invested all this money into like getting the camera, getting the setup, the equipment, all this
before they started,
before they did anything.
Oh, that's a big no. Yeah, that's bad. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, because like we talked about at the beginning of the podcast, we did this for fun at first, like as a hobby, which is how I think everybody should start it. You don't just go all in, you know. That's like quitting your job that you make a crap ton of money in, and then saying, I'm gonna move to another country with no job lined up for me.
It's entirely true, because it's like you need to first figure out if you can stick with it. And that's the biggest thing. And so many people don't have consistency.
No,
like I know so many people, like, they started content creating, you know, back when I started, you know, and during the pandemic, after pandemic, but they don't ever stick to it. Like, they're expecting I put up one video or I do one stream, I'm going to get hundreds of thousands of views and stuff like that. And then they don't get it. And they're like, yeah, you know, I guess it just doesn't work out. And it's like, you didn't do the work.
You didn't do that. I got flamed so hard on a Twitter post that I put that kind of went like viral on Twitter, because I was saying that there's so many people that do this full time. He's like, nothing again. I know so many people that do this full time, but nothing against them. They just stream.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could be, first of all, you should never put all your eggs in one basket. That's just really bad. Because if you get banned on Twitch, guess what? No job. You get fired, and there's no way for you to get your job back. And then you would literally have to start from scratch. But like, if I did this full time and I only just stream, I would be putting content everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, like literally everywhere, because that literally would be my full-time job. I would be able to put everything into it. So I put a post saying, like, it's just pure laziness when people complain about not growing, yet all they do is point a camera at them and stream them playing a video game and don't make any content.
We're going there. We gonna talk?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's pure laziness. It's different if you have kids and you work full time, you're married, like that's totally different. But if you literally are a single person and you just stream and then you complain about never growing and not making a lot of money or whatever, not seeing the growth you want, then I think that's entirely just pure laziness. And your fault.
So should we segue into the burial on Twitter?
Oh,
that you did a couple weeks back.
I did. I destroyed that poor soul. I don't even remember what I said, but I remember I destroyed him. Oh my god,
dude! I didn't even have to say anything to you. I was like, when we were talking about what we were going to talk about for this podcast a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, we could talk about, you know, doing this as a career, and you're like, oh, so you saw my post? I was like,
yeah, that was good. I don't even remember what I said because I just went off on him. Oh my god, I think he was talking about like how what was it, like small streamers are
no discoverability.
Like that's what it is. Yeah. I was like, really? I also started. Oh, I pretty much told him, like, you realize that everyone starts from nowhere, right? So we had to get discoverability from somewhere. Like, so like, you don't just grow out of nowhere. You have to work for it. Especially, like, that's what I was just saying, especially these days, because so many people do it. That's like me and my father opened up a restaurant, and we opened in an area where we're Portuguese. So we opened in an area where there wasn't a lot of Portuguese restaurants, because now people like, oh, it's the only Portuguese place in this city. So I want to go there and get some Portuguese food. But if we opened up a Portuguese restaurant on a strip that has like 10 of them, how are you gonna, you know, like it's you're just killing yourself. So it's like you starting off as a new streamer and saying, I'm gonna play Fortnite, and you have no content anywhere else, and you're sitting at 0 viewers, and people have to literally scroll for like 30 minutes to even get to 0 viewers. Like it just doesn't work that way anymore.
He didn't want to take anything you were saying. You were literally giving him gems.
I was giving him constructive criticism on how to, like, what he could do to make it better, and he was just like, no. Like, I don't get it. I
was watching that. I had popcorn watching you just dismantle this fool. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Legion. Don't kill him.
Yeah, because at first I was trying to give him constructive criticism, and then he was kind of like trying to insult me while trying to tell me with what I was saying was wrong. I was like, that's why you have 3 viewers and I have over 100 every stream, you know? I'm sorry, but like, how are you going to tell me I'm wrong when I've literally got the experience and know-how on how to do so? Like, I don't understand people. That's what I'm saying, pure laziness. Some people just don't want to do it.
And yeah, it's true. And it's interesting because I talked to that person, but actually I think at a later point, and they were talking about considering going to Kick. And
the person that I was talking to?
Yeah. Like they randomly hit me up about like, whoa, what do you think about streaming on Kick? And I'm like, well, I say I tried it out because I'm all about trying different platforms. But my thing with that is, why do I want to leave Twitch and TikTok where I got thousands of followers and I can get, you know, a bunch of views to go and start over from 0 on another platform? Is discoverability? I'm like, do something to be discoverable. Do something to stand out.
You're gonna realize, because I've also got experience from this too. When Mixer was the thing, I thought that too, because I was like, maybe I'm gonna go to Mixer, maybe it'd be easier. Sure, I got followers on there. I got partnered on Mixer too, and then I stopped doing Mixer because there was no growth, because it was a very small community and there was nowhere near the numbers that Twitch had. So yeah, you may average 50 viewers on Mixer or whatever, or a Kick, but those 50 viewers are going to stay 50 viewers for a long ass time, you know, because it's not like Twitch where there's just everyone uses Twitch. Everyone. You talk to people, like if you're a teenager nowadays and you go to school and you talk about Twitch, they know what Twitch is, right? Even like back then, like when I was in not high school, maybe after high school, even then Twitch was popular. But if you say Kick, people are gonna be like, huh? The fuck is that? Because no one knows what that is. Some people still to this day don't even know that Facebook gaming is the thing,
and
I don't even think is a thing anymore, right?
No, I don't think it is, because like even the part
right?
Yeah, they did. And
you know why? Because they're gonna ban TikTok. That's why, or they're trying to. I don't think it's gonna happen.
What? Ooh. Yeah, it's interesting. Every time one of these new platforms pops up and everyone's like, yeah, go there, and you know, you can grow and you can make a lot of money. And my thing is sustainability and longevity. And like we said earlier, so many people, they just want to put all their eggs in one basket. And it's like, you cannot do that. If anything, COVID and the pandemic has shown us you can't do that. Even people with all their eggs in one job got let go, you know?
Yep.
So it's like, you gotta, the big lesson from pandemic that it taught me, and I hopefully it taught a lot of other people, is diversify your income. Have various income streams, because just having one, that's reckless.
Yeah, it is very reckless.
Yep. You can't do that now.
And with how easy it is to make money online these days, you could make money in so many different ways. So
yeah,
you know, even if you just work a regular job, like there's ways to make money. There's investing, there's like stocks, there's shit, you could drive for DoorDash on the weekend if you want to and make some money. Like there's Uber, like there's so many different ways to like diversify and make a little bit more money for yourself. especially these days.
It's crazy, man. People, I look at it and I'm just thinking a lot of people don't take advantage of all the opportunities that are available now. There's way more ways to make money in this time right now, 2023. Hell, in 2024 is going to be even more.
Yep.
Like, just utilize all the things that are available. You've got the internet, everything you need is at the power of your fingertips, and you can just go out and make money. And people just don't want to put in that.
They don't want to put in the work. A lot of people just expect stuff to be handed to them. That's the sad truth is nothing's going to be handed to you. You got to work for it. Unless you know somebody, you know, shit. If you know Asmongold and you're like, hey, I want to start streaming Asmon, so can you raid me? You know, then that's like, even then you still have to be entertaining to be able to hold that viewership, right? Because I know somebody that, you know, Tim the Tatman, right?
Yeah.
I know somebody that I don't even know if they stream anymore, but I know somebody that got raided by Tim the Tatman like 4 times. And he never got partner or anything. Yep, 4 times. And he never got partner or anything, or even got like higher viewership because, you know, sad to say, he just wasn't entertaining enough to like hold those viewers. You know, they were like, oh, why am I going to watch him when I can just go watch Tim again when he's live? You know,
it goes back to what you said before, like when people just wanted to play a game on stream and they don't understand. There's when you're doing what we're doing, you have to be entertaining because the best way to look at content creating, the entire spectrum now, is we have replaced cable. And
I literally don't watch TV anymore. I mean, anime, but I'd rather watch someone stream.
Right?
Because you're also getting that feeling of like you're hanging out with a friend, right? Even if you're at home. So
yeah,
there's that whole parasocial relationship that a lot of people develop while watching, you know, content creators, even if they're not actually friends with them. They believe that, oh, I know what this person does. You know, like I know everything about this person. So like, I feel like I'm very close to this person, even though this streamer is probably like, who are you? But the parasocial thing is like the big thing with Twitch. And so there's 2 things you could do. You could be very entertaining. 3 things: very entertaining, very skilled at the game you're playing, or knowledgeable, like to make guides and stuff on games. Or 3, you can be very like, you can be like a safe space for like people where they like to go relax, talk to you about their problems. I nothing against those people. I'm just not one of those. I don't like when people trauma dump when I'm streaming and stuff.
Me either.
I just feel like it kills the whole vibe of the stream. I don't want to be that. There's plenty of people that do that, but not me. I'd rather just have fun, you know, and I think that's what a lot of people like to watch mostly, is having fun, entertainment.
Yeah, definitely. And I, like you said, like fit into one of those 3 and you'll be fine. And you, even when you fit into it, you still need to do enough to stand out and have a unique brand identity. Like, okay, here's a great example. You know, everybody knows McDonald's. Like that's kind of like the staple for cheeseburgers, even if they're not the best cheeseburgers out there. You got competitors, you got Burger King, you got Wendy's, you got Jack in the Box, Carl Jr.'s, you got all these other ones. Yeah. But like you ask anybody about, you know, what's the most iconic burger company out there? McDonald's.
Yep.
And
Ronald
it's like
McDonald.
Right? And it's like they see the golden arches, they know what it is. So you got to have something that lets you stand out from everyone else, because you can get a burger from anybody. But McDonald's?
I just learned about Wawa the other day. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a California thing, like a West Coast thing. So I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, I think.
But McDonald's is international. They got a McDonald's in Japan. Okay,
right?
You don't have no Wawa in Japan.
But like the other thing, like I want to talk to you about is like with content creating and approaching it, like having the mindset of approaching it like a business, and when it comes to branding, identity, building relationships and networking, you know, it's not that whole follow for follow thing that a lot of people think. No, you got to legitimately treat this, if you want this to become financially viable. You know, maybe it's not a full-time thing, maybe it's a part-time gig, but if you want to make money off of this, which there's a lot of ways to make money, you got to approach this as a business. You have to have a business mentality. But I want to know, like, if you can share some of the things you've learned along the way, some of the things that you're doing.
For like so a lot, I learned through a lot of trial and error. I mean, a lot of people when they started Twitch probably did the follow for follow thing. I think maybe I even did it at one point, but I very quickly realized that getting followers doesn't mean anything, because if they don't come back to watch you, it's meaningless. Like, I mean, just look at the big streamers. They have like 2 million followers and average 7,000 viewers, you know? So that's, having followership doesn't mean automatically community, right? Like, you really have to build that. And I think the most important thing is just like dedication and how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
For me, it started as a hobby, but I very quickly realized, like, wait, this is actually a way that I could possibly make a living for myself and something that I love doing. And I think if you love doing something and you want to feel like work doesn't feel like work, right? It's fun. You like your job, because let's be honest, we've all done jobs where we're like, I fucking hate this job. I want to quit. We've all done those jobs. I'd still do one. Like, but the thing is, a lot of people just, you know what bugs me is when people say that they want to do this, they just want to do it for fun, that they don't do it because they want to grow. But then immediately after, like a week later, they'll be annoyed that they don't get growth. If you're just doing it for fun, then why do you care? Like, I think people need to stop having that mentality and start treating this like this is work. Like, this is you trying to build a business. And not only you trying to build a business, you are that face of that business. You are the face of that brand. So you have to promote yourself on Twitter, on TikTok, on, like, you have to treat yourself like you are the business. You are the product that people want to pay for, either if they're subscribing to your channel, Patreon, just watching your streams, whatever. You're the product that you're trying to sell. And unfortunately, a lot of people just think of it as, like, oh, I'm just doing it for fun, you know, that, and I think that's the biggest problem. And then they immediately, you know, become hypocrites. And a week later or a month later, they start complaining that, oh, I don't know if this is for me. I don't see any growth. Well, it's because you don't put the time into it. The biggest thing is time. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't have a lot of time. Like you yourself, you're married, you have kids, but luckily you're lucky enough to do this full time. How much time would you have to do this if you worked a full-time job, had your kids and your wife, and then did this? It would be very hard, right? But here's the thing, people do it. So like, if you want it bad enough, you can find the time. That is the biggest thing that annoys me when I see people complaining about it on Twitter, is they're like, oh, I don't have the time to do this. But I saw them sitting in someone's stream for 3 hours yesterday. Like, instead of watching someone's stream, go make your own content. Like, schedule yourself properly. I actually have like a very like minor schedule. Like, I'll go over briefly like what I do. I wake up, I have breakfast, I go for my walk, I record, or while I'm having breakfast, coffee, whatever, on my walk, I'm thinking about, okay, what am I going to talk about today? I'll start looking at, so right now I'm very heavily into Star Rail, honkai Star Rail. So I'll start looking up honkai Star Rail on YouTube, see what other content creators are doing. And this is like a big thing that you're going to want to do if you want to grow on YouTube, especially because even a lot of people will be like, oh, that's copying other content creators. No, you're getting influence from other content creators, and then you yourself want to put your own spin on the content and make it different because it's you doing it, not that person. Make it your own video, right? And then I'll talk about this with Blitz all the time. Like, we shoot ideas off of each other, off each other's videos all the time. He's a good friend of mine. So I'll think about while I'm on my walk or eating, like, what I'm going to do. I'll search through YouTube, search through Google Trends, whatever. And I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do today as a video. I record the video, edit it, render it, post it everywhere, do the thumbnail, and then I'll start getting ready for a stream, right? And then on stream, this is what a lot of people don't do either. They don't take advantage of trying to make content while streaming. So like, you want to try to play something on your stream where you know you're going to be able to get content out of it. Like, for example, honkai Star Rail. I'm big into that right now. But honkai Star Rail apparently is kind of like a sequel to Honkai Impact 3rd. While not directly connected, there's a lot of lore, Easter egg stuff, and the community is huge there. So what I like to do when there's downtime in Star Rail while I'm streaming, I'll go react to other people's videos on like lore breakdowns. I just did that the other day, and I have a video that's at like 30,000 views because the community is so obsessed with the game, and they just 6 years later, the game is like 7 years old, they're still looking up people's reactions to these games. So, but I knew that was going to be a good video because people are obsessed with Star Rail, and every comment you see on people, if you follow comments, if you follow people talking in your chats, Twitter, they are always talking about, oh, this kind of reminds me of this and this from Honkai Impact Third. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to react to all the previous trailers or like lore bits and post videos on it. And so like I always try to find a way to like make content on stream, either short form content, TikTok, YouTube, or an actual YouTube video. That way there's always something that I can post on one of those platforms, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the best advice I could give to people, is just the best advice is have the dedication to want to do it. Because if you don't, you're not going to grow, and people can see that on your face.
Yeah.
You know, and also have fun while you're doing it. Because if you look like you don't want to be there, they don't want to be there either, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's definitely true. Like, especially when it comes to like posting everywhere. Like a lot of people I know will just make a video, they don't promote it. You know, they'll make a short, don't promote it. Like, oh, I just gonna upload it, and thinking that's it. That is not where it stops. Yep. That's where it starts.
I used to never post that stuff on Twitter because I always felt like I would annoy people or people would unfollow. But I'm at the point now where I'm like, okay, if they get annoyed by that, let them unfollow. There are people that do care to see that. And there are people that I've gotten to subscribe to my Patreon or my YouTube or my Twitch or TikTok because of posting on Twitter, or vice versa on other platforms, promoting other platforms. That's just how, even Twitch itself, they're like, we're not going to improve discoverability. If you want discoverability, go post other places and tell them to come here. Like even Twitch is telling you to do that,
Yeah, it's just, God, man, I wish I could like bring you here to Hawaii and just have you talk to some of the folks I know here that just don't
if I wasn't flying out to California next month, I would fucking do it.
Be like, yo, just come stay in my condo. I got another room. Let's just go walk around Waikiki and just shoot the shit.
Bro, I would so do that. I need a vacation, so that would be. Wait, you're in Waikiki, bro? That would be an amazing vacation. Honestly, it's not that expensive. Wait, I'll think about it.
Let me know.
I got you.
But yeah, like because like I had an opportunity to speak at the University of Hawaii. Like I do it multiple times a year. I speak at University of Hawaii, Hawaii Pacific University, and Chaminade University, which I hate that school, but I graduated from it.
It's like me with my high school. I hated my high school, but I graduated from it. And now they got like metal detectors and shit that they put in school. I was like, we could have used that when I was in school there. But I'll talk to the students about like content creating, because like the colleges will reach out to me, even high schools too, like to speak to students about content creating. Because like one of the things that they've told me is like, kids are like, anyone younger than us, I just call kid. Like we're in our 30s. We got that privilege. We can say that now. Dude, do you get offended when someone a little bit older than you calls you kid?
Yeah. Well,
I get offended. I had some 40-year-old dude yesterday call me kid. I was like, you're 10 years older than me. You're not even old enough to be my dad. Why are you calling me kid? I was so offended. I was like, I'm a grown-ass man. I'm taller than you. What do you mean kid? But it's like you just said, you're like, anyone younger than me, I call kid. So, but I can see why they get offended.
Right. So like, like the students and whatnot, they'll be like, apparently like the faculty was saying like, the younger folks are not interested. You see, I caught myself. I said younger folks. So they're not interested. Like a lot of them are not interested in becoming like lawyers or doctors or firefighters or anything.
Dude, that's a big thing now. Like in China, they still want to be astronauts and stuff, and here they'll say, "I want to be a YouTuber." Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Like when we were going to school, we were like, we want to be a firefighter, a policeman, astronaut, whatever. And no, I want to be a YouTuber. Like, oh my God, it's kind of bad when you think about it.
It is. And so like when I go there and I run them through like what all goes, because they're like, oh, all I gotta do is record and post it online or just go live. I'm like, no, I when I started going into like the weeds of things and like negotiating with different companies if they want to do a promotional thing with you, what are your rates, like, okay, what is the expected like distribution, you know, how long is the campaign? Like when I go into the weeds of that, they're like,
yeah, that's the big one of the biggest things I have problems with is the whole rate thing. It's like when a company reaches out, I mean, there's ways to average it now, but when I first started, when companies would be like, "What's your rate?" I'd be like, "Shit, what's too high? What's too low?" If I say something too high, are they going to say, "Now we're good"? If I say something too low, are they going to take advantage of me? Like, you know, it's very hard without an agency and you're doing everything yourself. But there's ways there, like there's websites you can look at that like tells you what what most companies would pay for per CCV, right? Like per your view count or your average view count, like how high the video gets. And then there's some companies that will pay you, like you'll say, oh, $2,000, and they'll say, okay, if you reach 10,000 views, we'll pay that, and then if you reach this, we'll pay even more, or something like that, you know. But yeah, it is kind of like, I would say, like overwhelming if you're new to it and you don't have an agency, because it is like how do you rate yourself, right? You know, like because you're not rating the content, they're paying for you, not the content. I'm paying for you because you're the face of the brand. So it's like, am I lowballing myself or am I being cocky some bitch? You know, like it's hard.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in, and like I tell those young people,
those young folks,
those young folks, them youngins, you know,
those young whippersnappers.
I tell them, I'm like, if you really want to consider this as a career, you need to look into all that, but start it off as a hobby. You know, have fun with it, because
I tell that to everybody, because sometimes you find out, holy shit, I don't like doing this. I've known people that spent thousands of dollars on setup and they start doing it, and a couple months later they're like, damn, this ain't for me. And it's not for everybody, because I mean, I'm constant. I never shut the hell up. Okay, obviously I've interrupted you a couple times already by accident. It's just like my nature. Like that's probably why I'm entertaining on stream, because I would, even when I started, I had 0 viewers, I would just constantly talk to myself. I'd probably do that in person around the house. So that's probably why I'm mentally challenged, like in that aspect. I literally never shut up. I probably have ADHD. I never went to get tested for it or anything, but I probably do. But I think that's why people find me entertaining, because like I'll see something in a game and I'll literally just not shut the hell up about it. It'll be the stupidest thing. It's like, oh, Honkai Star Rail. Oh, I can talk to the trash can. Oh, holy crap, there's lore in the trash can. And I'll just go on about the trash can for like fucking 20 minutes. So it's not for everybody. So, some people will figure that out very fast, and some people, unfortunately, they'll do it for years until they realize that, nope, it's not for me. No, or unless you're like Shroud, and then you can just like, you know, be nasty at the game and not talk. That's the only way.
Oh man. Speaking of Blitz, like I recently became friends with him too, and amazing guy, great content creator, great streamer.
I learned a lot from him, YouTube wise.
There's so much to learn, but I want to ask you, like, in making friends in this content creating sphere, like, how has that been for you? Like, have you also run to like or made any quote unquote enemies or frenemies or anything like that?
Oh yeah. I've had people make videos on me. Like
what?
Yeah. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm not gonna say his name because F that guy. But yeah, it was a game that we were both making content in, and I was always warned about this person. And I never judge a book by its cover or by what other people say. I like to figure it out for myself. But then I remember watching one of this person's videos, and he was like roasting one of my other content creator friends on this video. And he was actually wrong on his video about what he was talking about. So I went in his comments and I pretty much told him, like, hey, if you're going to talk crap about somebody, at least know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
And he took that as me wanting to fight him, like going to war with him. And he literally he removed my comment and then made a video about me, to the point where he used the still image of my face and put a clown emoji over it, and then started pretending like to talk like me, like from one of my videos, to try and roast me. And he only had like 10,000 more subs than me, so he's not even like that much bigger than me. And I literally got more views than him. So he continued to make the video. He decided to call me fat, which I don't know if you see me, I'm not fat. And then he's also like 300 pounds. He would be considered that, but you know, we're not going to go there because I don't fat shame people. But when he attacked me, I pretty much just went off on him on Twitter. And yeah, you know, it's weird because I don't like drama, but
Yeah.
if people come at me or like friends of mine, I'm going to defend myself or defend them. But I didn't even make a video on it, like in response to what he did. I left it at that because that's not what my channel is about. It's not about drama. It's not about any of that little kid shit, like high school shit. It's gaming. That's what you can come watch me for, not drama. I think he was honestly in like in a rut and he didn't have anything to make content on, so he just decided to make a video on me. Is what it was. He made 3 videos on me. One was because I defended Tectone on something that he shitted on Tectone about. And Tectone, I wouldn't say we're great friends, but I've known Tectone for like since he started streaming, since Arknights, because we both streamed Arknights. At one point, I was bigger than him, and then he went all in on Genshin, and I didn't. And that was the biggest mistake in my life. I'm telling you that right now. I should have went all in on Genshin. I played it for a month, and I was like, this game's not gonna last, and I quit. I was wrong.
Yeah, my wife had the same thing. She was in the her and I were both in the the pre-release, the beta testing.
Me too.
And she was like, this is good, but I don't think it's gonna last. And then like everyone else she knew that stuck with it took off, and she's like,
yep. And it pisses me. You know what pisses me off the most? I can say it's my biggest mistake in my life. Want to know one of the reasons? Everyone goes to my stream and videos now. I'm talking like 5 to 10 comments a day on between TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch, saying that I remind them of Tectone. Like, hey, you sound like Tectone. It should have been the other way around. They could have went to his stream and said, hey, you sound like Legionz. You know? So like I'm forever gonna be in this dude's shadow now because I never went all in on Genshin and he did. It pisses me off. He's a great content creator though. I absolutely love his content. Great dude too. But yeah, it's probably one of the biggest mistakes I ever made is not going all in on Genshin. Like the first video I did for that game had like 50,000 views. It was the first video. I could have kept going, but I felt like the game was getting boring, so I stopped.
So okay, and that could be another topic we can dive into. Like when it comes to picking like certain games, you know, mobile or console, PC, whatever, like that have the capability of like taking off and you can ride that wave with it. And like it's sometimes it's hard for us to really know, like, is this legit gonna be something worth investing? Because like you said earlier, we don't have a lot of time.
No.
So like it can be really go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say not having a lot of time is the biggest thing. And then like sometimes I get people in my chat and are like, hey, have you played this game? Have you played that game? I'm like, dude, I don't even have time to play the game I'm making content on right now. I can't, like, oh, you haven't played Star Wars Survivor? Dude, no. First of all, the launch of that game was horrible. Second of all, I'm like so busy on Star Rail right now and making guides on it. I'm actually behind on making guides to the game because I am not as caught up as I want to be, like content wise or like gear wise for my characters. Because I'm trying to make them like really strong for the content I want to showcase. And there's other people that are really ahead of me right now, so it kind of sucks. But the thing is, you never really know, right? Because like, look at what was the name? Among Us. It was nothing for 3 years, and then content creators started playing it, and then it blew up. You know, so you never know if a game. I honestly think the only reason that Genshin blew up was because of COVID and the content creators.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for COVID, I don't think it would be nearly as popular as it is today.
Yeah.
I mean, the PC client helped a lot, and PlayStation client.
No, I fully agree with that, and it's interesting because I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just gonna hop on and just do Genshin Impact now, and I'm like, that ship sailed.
Yeah. that is gone. That's why when Honkai Star Rail got announced a year ago, and I was like, okay, when that game comes out, I know it's going to be huge because people love Honkai Impact 3rd. Like, it has a very strong community because the story, like, these are coming from people that play games like Final Fantasy, right? And I've had people in my comments say that this is one of the best stories that they've ever experienced, and and they would say, I never expected that from a gacha game. Talking about Honkai Impact 3rd, and then I have a 1 hour and 35-minute video after editing of reacting to all like animated short. Did you see the animated short for Jing Yuan for Star Rail?
Yeah.
Okay, so Honkai Impact 3rd has a crap ton of those. So I literally sat on stream one day when there was nothing to do on Star Rail because I had no more stamina, and I just binged all of those in a row, and I made a video on it. The comments I think it's like almost 1,000 comments. It's insane, of people just like explaining lore to me, saying that they're so happy that, you know, other content creators are watching this, they loved my reaction, stuff like that. So like when I see stuff like that, I'm like, okay, I know that Star Rail about to take off, because I don't know if you know this, but the Sela banner, the first banner for Star Rail, actually broke a record, a world record. It is the most paid on, like, the most money spent on a banner ever in a gacha game. Before that was Raiden Shogun, was like 38 million, and this is just China, in Genshin, and I think Sela did 45 million, and they just had the numbers for Jing Yuan. His is even higher. So like, if it's gonna keep going like that, this game about to, you know, take off. So if you're still thinking about, if you're a content creator and you're still thinking about playing Honkai Star Rail and you like turn-based games, anime stuff, you know, weeb stuff, I would definitely play it, because even people that aren't into anime are playing it because they like, you know, games like Persona or Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and it's turn-based. And it's honestly a really good turn-based system, in my opinion. It's probably one of the best ones I've played in a while.
That's one of the things, like I tell my because my wife, she plays that and she absolutely loves it, and like she was streaming on TikTok and doing phenomenal. And one of the things, okay, Lehua, if you watch this is not, I'm not taking shots at you. I'm just, it's an example from two people who understand opportunities and diving on it. So like, she's streaming it, and like she recently she took off on because she does a lot of anime and manga stuff on her TikTok, and that's been like blowing up. And
that's your sister, right? That you told me about, right?
No. That's my wife. Yeah.
Oh, your wife. Okay.
She's she took off on TikTok doing anime and manga.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me that. Okay.
Yeah. So like, her TikTok is growing. She can stream now, and she started streaming Star Rail, and she's doing really well. And like, for whatever reason, like, she's not sticking with that, even though she plays a game. And I'm like, there's so much opportunity right now.
Yeah, you
need to do that, especially on TikTok. Not everyone can stream on TikTok or use the studio. Like, I recently got it, but she's had it far longer than I. And I'm like, you need to get on it before everyone else. And especially with Star Rail, I'm like, do videos on it. She's like, I don't know what to talk about. It doesn't matter. Just
okay. Reaction. Literally do reactions. I have a reaction to just the beat. Have you gotten to, I don't want to spoil anything. Have you gotten to Cocolia boss fight yet?
Yes.
In Star Rail. You did it?
Yeah.
Okay. That beat drop of that song was epic as hell. I posted my just a 1-minute clip of my reaction to that on TikTok. It has 500,000 views on TikTok. And I posted multiple other ones, multiple other reactions, even like, because there's a lot of funny, I call it trash can lore, not just like necessarily trash can, but like there's like a side quest where you go inside of a cabinet, or like, and like there's, the dialogue is so stupid, but it's so good. I love that kind of lore. And I posted a video of that, and that did amazing too, because a lot of other people like that. A lot of people love reaction content on TikTok. Also, if you're doing content on TikTok, you could do for Star Rail, you could do simulated universe. I have a clip of me doing like almost 1 million damage with Jing Yuan in simulated universe. It's like the roguelike mode, the hard, the difficulty mode. And I posted that on TikTok, and like everyone's like, "Oh my god, what the heck? What's your build? Show me your build." So you know, you can get a lot of views really easily on Star Rail just from streaming the game, and then like getting clips and turning them into shorts. You know,
her biggest thing is she overthinks it. So she'll think about something, think about it, and then doesn't do it. And I keep telling her, "Stop doing that. Just post it. Do it.
Just post it." I can't tell you, dude. I have my highest viewed TikTok on my channel is 2.3 million views. And it is the dumbest thing that I didn't think that anyone would watch. It's literally me just jamming out a stupid like skit of me jamming out to a weeb like remix of a Bunny Girl Senpai right there, right there, of the endings theme. And it's just me like jamming out to it for 8 seconds, and it has 2.3 million views. Did I think that was gonna get 2.3 million? Hell no. I just posted it because I was like, I got to post something today. And then I have another one that's a Blue Lock one, a Blue Lock reaction that's 2.3 million.
It was so
I didn't think it was going to do. It's Blue Lock is good, dude. But
Oceano, that's so good too.
It is.
I just had to say that.
We got to talk about that before the episode ends. Okay. What was I going to say? The funny thing is, the video that blew up for Blue Lock, that's 2.3 million. I have a bunch that has like 100,000, 200,000, but that's the only 2-point-something million one. That was, I'm not going to say any spoilers, but you've already watched Blue Lock, right? You know the part where King awakens, right? Okay. It was, that clip was just a buildup to it about to happen, and then I cut it off at when it was about to happen, and it has 2.2 million views. And then the one after, when he actually awakened, like the hype part, only had like 100,000. I was like, how does that work? You would expect I think the buildup just pissed people off because they're like, where's part 3? Where's part 3? So that's another thing. Like, you got to farm. Sometimes when I'm reacting, I purposely say something that's wrong, or it's something I know that would piss people off because they're going to want to go. People comment more when they're pissed off than when they like something. You can tell by the like to comment ratio. You'll have 1,000 likes and 20 comments, like usually they're like, oh, I like this, and that's it. They leave it at that. But
oh, dude, that makes me think of like the whole Hogwarts Legacy, because like I'm not even yeah.
I gotta go.
Because like I'm not even a Harry Potter fan. I'm like, I just played it. I'm like, yo, this game is actually pretty good. And then folks is just, man, they were after me. They came for the jugular. And I'm like, yo, the
ridiculous.
game is fun.
It's just a game, bro.
That's all it is. Just
so many people get like, remember when gaming used to just be gaming and there wasn't any politics or anything involved? Like, man, we're just I'm not gonna talk much about the whole Hogwarts thing, but the most I will say is, like, if we were to use the logic that most people were using for not buying that game, don't buy soap, don't buy any of the necessities you have in your house, don't buy food, don't buy none of that shit, because if you knew what went into you being able to use that soap, like, they literally torture rabbits for makeup. So all the LGBTQ people that use makeup, guess what? You're using makeup that was used on a poor defenseless animal that was tortured so they could test it on them, and it probably had a crap ton of issues happen to them just so you could use that makeup. So like, when people say stuff like that, I'm like, you might as well just not buy anything, because there's always going to be some kind of millionaire that is a piece of shit that promotes like, I mean, fucking Twitter is literally owned by Elon Musk, and I'm pretty sure he's a transphobe. And people were tweeting, we're using Twitter to do it. So it's like, you're just like being a hypocrite. I don't know. That's the most I'll say about that, because I'll get canceled. I already almost got canceled because of my takes on it when it came out. I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna talk about this stupid game. That's it.
It's just crazy, man. Like I was actually saying that the other day on to my wife. I'm like, man, I miss when gaming was just about gaming. Like,
the game's story, the game's gameplay, the game's plot, like the community. That's it. Why do we have to bring politics into it? I don't get it.
Politics, social issues, like, okay, let's talk about Final Fantasy 16. The people that were like trying to cancel that because it wasn't enough brown and black people and all this other stuff, and like, Yoshi P's a racist and all this other stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Like, I'm considered Caucasian, right? But everyone, like, I've had people call me brown before because I'm Brazilian Portuguese, right? And like, I'm not tan right now, but I go to the beach one day and I'm probably darker than a lot of black people.
I was about to ask you, are you?
I get as dark as you, like a Dominican. I'm Brazilian and Portuguese.
Okay, so I'm Hawaiian, Samoan, Dominican. So
yeah. I get as dark as you though when I go to the beach, when I catch the sun. It's like that. And when people said that, like, oh, it's whitewashed, like Final Fantasy 16 is whitewashed, I was like, it's a game made in Japan. Like, Japan is like 99% white people, like Japanese. Like, what else? And then there's the whole, oh, they're using medieval time. Yeah, it's a fantasy world, man. It's a fantasy world. I am all for black representation, LGBTQ representation. I just don't like when it's forced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love Barrett. I love Saz in the Final Fantasy VII. I've even gone on Twitter and say I would love to get a Final Fantasy main character that's black. That would be awesome. Like I would love that. But like I don't want the author to have to force himself to do something or change the story to appease people, because those games never end up good when they try to appease just the fan, a small loud fan base compared to the whole community. Yeah.
We saw that with what's the game? Forspoken.
Yeah. The woke community, quote unquote woke. Every game now that it has LGBTQ or black people in it is woke, apparently. I don't understand.
It's so weird.
I was glad when I did my review on that game that a lot of people were on my side about, like, I don't think the game got the hate it deserved, because I still think it was a great game. Was it a 10 out of 10 game? Absolutely not. No. But I still think a 7 out of 10 game is fun. Like, I don't know where people got this conception that, like, oh, if a game's a 7 out of 10 or a 6.5, it's garbage. You shouldn't play it. Maybe wait for sale, but I don't think it's not worth playing.
Yeah. No, that was a really good game. I enjoyed it. And then I had people saying, "Oh, you were paid by Square Enix." Dude,
listen. We don't get paid by Square Enix. I wish. We just get the game for free. I'm still allowed to shit on the game. I did it with Wulong Dynasty. Okay? I got that game for free. I shit on it the whole time I was playing. That game sucked. Please never send me a game like that again. Like, that game was so bad. And after playing that, I'm going to be honest with you, I was really hyped for Ronin. I don't know if I am anymore, because the same team.
Yeah.
It's Team Ninja. So, I don't know. We're probably going to see that next week on the showcase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we got to talk about that before the podcast ends, too, what your predictions are going to for that.
That's true. Yeah, that's interesting, man. Like, I guess we can segue. We'll come back to Final Fantasy 16, but
you can finish what you were saying about 16.
Okay, so like just the fact that the amount of people that wanted to cancel that because of lack of diversity, this and that, or people saying that here's the other comment, it's not a Final Fantasy, and I'm like,
this is the most. I hate that comment. I don't get mad at comments that much, but I hate that comment. This is the most Final Fantasy game that we've ever had. It's medieval. It's focused on summons and the crystals again. The main character you could probably relate to more than any other main character ever. It's not just a freaking emo teenager going through his emo phase. Sorry, I just got a notification on my OBS. I forgot it was over. It just scared the crap out of me. It was John Eric Bentley going God, that threw me off. Holy crap. Okay, so not only do we have all that, but we can relate to this main character more than anybody.
Yeah,
he's in his teens, he's in his 20s, and then obviously me and you can relate to this in his 30s. We have a main character that is in his 30s. This is going to be the most mature M-rated Final Fantasy game that we've ever had. Crystals, summons, revenge, love story. What more do you want? I don't understand. Combat looks incredible. Anyone that says, okay, that's another thing I want to ask you. How do you feel about the gameplay debate, about it not being Final Fantasy not being turn-based anymore? I combat this by telling people Final Fantasy has always been an evolving franchise when it comes to combat and gameplay. We haven't had an actual turn-based game for over 20 years. Final Fantasy X was the last one. So I really don't understand this, like, oh, they're not going to do turn-based anymore. They haven't done it so long. I don't understand. Even 7 wasn't turn-based. It was ATB. So like, I don't know.
But they don't realize that. They don't realize turn-based and ATB is a whole different thing than traditional turn. Okay, for the folks who don't know, we about to educate y'all. Turn-based RPGs mean you can go and take all day. If you need to get up and go take a shit, you need to go eat, go run, go fuck your wife, whatever you need to do.
Exactly.
Don't repeat that. But you need to do any of that stuff, then you got the time to do it. If you need to calculate, okay, this is going to be doing this much damage, I got to do this, I need to go buff, I need to go heal. You got the time to figure that out without worrying about getting hit or hurt. ATB, that gauge is going to keep going. You're going to still,
you're going to get slapped if you take too long to act.
Right. And you got to be quick about it. Now, as you said, it's been evolving. And I feel like the people that are making.
Since what? Final Fantasy 3, right?
Yeah.
That's when ATB started, Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah. So, like, for those of you who keep saying that it is not Final Fantasy, I don't think y'all have played the Final Fantasies the way we have. Nope. We've played them all.
And that's what pisses me off is when people say that I'm not a fan, a true fan, because I don't care if it's turn-based or whatever anymore. I literally have played every Final Fantasy to the point that I've platinumed them all. Right? Hold on, I'm trying to get something to show. Okay, here we go. Listen, Yoshi P even did one of these at PAX. He's like, "Oh, you're not good at action games? This is all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Press the button. One button. We made accessories for you to play the game with one button. Want to dodge? One button. Oh, you can't dodge fast enough? We'll slow down time for you." They literally did everything possible to make those people happy. And they still complain. You know what they said? "Oh, pressing one button seems boring." What the fuck are you doing when you're playing a turn-based game? You're pressing one fucking button. What do you mean? Holy shit, dude. What? Well, like, what are you on about? I feel like those people just want to complain. I stop arguing with them because there's no point. It doesn't matter what you say. Nothing that Yoshi P or the Creative Business Unit 3 does or anything that any creator says is going to sway these people. They're just going to be mad. That's it. No. And we're going to enjoy the game, and they're going to stay there like salty little bitches complaining that they don't have a turn-based game, and they're never going to get one ever again.
To make it even better, we're getting it free, y'all.
Yeah, and I'm going to play it early in 2 weeks in California. And I'm going to meet some people that I can't say because I just got a message about me not being able to tell anybody. But yeah, I think you know who. We talked about him earlier.
But yeah, so the whole thing with 16 is actually it's ridiculous. I've seen people saying, "Oh, Final Fantasy has lost its identity." No, you don't know Final Fantasy.
No,
if that's the case.
People that say that have only played Final Fantasy 7 and up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe, because Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all medieval themed, all mature themes. In 6, like fucking 4 characters die. 4. A lot of characters die. 5, a lot of characters die. People die in the a lot. When's the last time a character died in a Final Fantasy game after 7? I'm trying to think. I can't think of one. Titus technically, but he didn't die because it came back in 10 too. 9.
I mean Queen Braun in 9. Kuja.
I mean main cast.
Because
the characters that died in the games 4, 5, and 6 were literally a part of your party.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened since those games.
No.
And then 16. Am I a little salty that they showed a little bit too much? Yes. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I wasn't a content creator, I probably wouldn't watch any of the trailers anymore. But I will say this. Ben Starr has told me, all I'm gonna say is what he's told me is I haven't seen shit yet. Nothing. So this is the main fucking character of the game telling me this, the voice actor for the main character. So if he's telling me that means that what I think they're doing is similar to what, I don't know if you've played Final Fantasy 14. Have you played 14? Okay. So you remember the Endwalker trailer? They literally showcased, they built up to Endwalker and Shadowbringers that we were going to be fighting Zodiark. Zodiark was the main villain. Minor spoiler alert. You can skip ahead in like 30 seconds. But Endwalker trailer, they showcase Zodiark and make you think that Zodiark is going to be the main villain. You literally fight that motherfucker in the first 5 hours of the game. And I fought him and I'm like, what the fuck? I thought he was the main villain. And then there was a whole 50-something hours after that. So I think they're doing the same thing with these trailers. We haven't really seen shit at who the main villain is in this game.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's the hooded figure. I think the hooded figure is a different Clive. Like either an internal self Clive, like something that he's seeing, or from another timeline. There might be some time travel stuff because 14 is actually pretty good at doing like time stuff, or it could just be like another dimension or something like that. The alternate universe Clive. I think it's Clive.
Remember, people say 14 isn't a real Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's why it literally saved this series, right? Because this company would have went bankrupt if it wasn't for 14. 14, literally, they just did a article where 14 is funding all of their console games that they're doing, because the 14 is where they're making all of their revenue. That's crazy, because they did their year-end review, and that's where they made all their profit, was Final Fantasy 14. So know that $100 million game you played, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, I wonder what's paying for that. Like,
and
16.
Okay, dude, the other thing I want to say real quick about that, for the folks who say that Yoshi P doesn't know what he's doing with Final Fantasy, go watch No Clip's documentary on Final Fantasy 14.
That's a very good documentary, yeah.
And you will learn everything you need to know, because if not for Yoshi P and Creative Business 3, it wouldn't even be here anymore. If you're one of those,
they literally went on record to say that they were on the verge of bankruptcy because of 14. And then Yoshi P came in, created a Realm Reborn, scrapped the entire thing, and literally saved the game and company from going bankrupt. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So when people say, why do you have this blind faith in this man? That's why. I have played 14. I've experienced the story. You know what I usually do when I play an MMO? I skip all story because I don't give a shit about story in MMOs. I did not do that in 14. I was glued to the screen. I was talking to random NPCs, finding out more lore. I was watching lore videos. I was reading books in the game. The lore in that game and the story is insane. Character growth, character development, world building, incredible job. So when people are like, why do you have so much faith? That's why. And then the combat, Ryota Suzuki from Devil May Cry 5, one of the best action games ever. And he himself went on record in an interview to say that he thinks that this is the best action game he's ever done. Yeah, I'm excited. Like, no doubt in my mind, I'm excited.
Yeah, and this little one is named after Isel from Heavensward. That's literally my wife and I named her after that, because like
your wife plays 14 too. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
So it's like that game has such that story. We both streaming it. It is. Anyone saying it's not Final Fantasy, check yourself, because you don't know what you're talking about. But I know we're I don't want to take up too much of your time, but the last two things I want to talk about, we got to talk about anime, man. Let's talk about anime.
I very specifically want to talk about Oshinoko, because you watched episode 6.
Yes,
the last episode. That one, I don't know if anyone that's watching from my stream, or content, if you guys are watching this podcast, you know that episode destroyed me. Like, as a content creator, you can relate. That episode resonated with me so deeply. I think any somewhat successful content creator, if you've been doing this for long enough and you're successful enough, and I don't mean like you need to have millions of followers, like you can be getting, thousands of views a video, whatever. Sometime somebody has probably said to you, go kill yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like you've gotten hate comments like that. You're fat. You're dumb as fuck. You don't know what you're talking about. Go kill yourself. Stuff like that, like get the fuck out of this community. Like, you've gotten hate comments like that, right? And we call it getting one guide, right? Like content creators, you will see 100 nice comments, but it'll just zoom through, and then you'll see that one person that says, go fuck yourself, you suck, right? And you'll pick that one comment out of the 100 comments, and it fucks with you. As much as most people say it doesn't, I am very strong-willed in that sense, where it doesn't really bother me that much. It used to, not anymore, because I've grown to realize most of those people are just very sad people, and they probably have a sad life, and they're just trying to look out on taking it out on somebody else, and you are. I just sent
you what I got just yesterday
on Discord.
That's what I got. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with people? It's so stupid. I get that. I'm not even black, and I get that comment. But when I used to be tan, like, people would literally come to my stream and say Drake look like, and then spam that. And I've had people go in like voice calls, like if that's why I don't do public voice calls in Discord anymore, and they will literally just join and say that on stream, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? It's people are so stupid. I think the end of that episode, I don't want to say any spoilers for people that haven't watched it, but let's just say this episode did they even, I don't know if you noticed, they did a like suicide call, like health like call line at the end of the video where they would show you like, hey, like if you need to talk to somebody, call this. I think they're doing such an amazing job as an anime. They know how popular anime is, they know how popular this anime adaptation is and how many people have waited for it, and they're doing an amazing job at trying to spread the message of how bad like online personalities, celebrities, content creators have to deal with this kind of stuff every day. Like if you're a casual person that doesn't consume content like that and you just go on Facebook, just imagine your 500 friends on Facebook just kept all your notifications on Facebook was just people telling you to go kill yourself or tell you everything that you've done wrong or spread lies about your family. Oh, his mom probably beats him. His dad probably left him. Like, and even if it's not true, it's still stuff that messes with you because you're like, well, my family's not like that at all. What do you, and there's people spreading lies about you and there's nothing you can do because the internet is very susceptible nowadays and they just believe anything that they see on the internet. And it was sad. It was sad. It really got to me when I get to the end of that episode. It literally broke down at the end of the episode.
Yeah. If y'all haven't watched it, because I see I can go into spoiler territory and I'm not trying to because I think you guys need to watch it. If you haven't, please go watch it. It is probably the best show I've seen in a long while. Because I mean, we got our tropey stuff that just it's cliche, but when you get a gem like that,
I think this is so great because it's so relatable to real life, especially to us, because we receive comments like this or we do content, right? So we know what it's like. And even if you're not, I feel like you should see the comments I have on my reaction video on YouTube and Patreon of this episode of people saying that I did like a rant for like 6 minutes on my review of the episode after. And I kind of said like, listen, if you're somebody that leaves comments like this, like literally go take a good look at yourself in the mirror and realize what you're doing literally could destroy someone's life or end their life. And like just a few clicks could literally, you may think that you're just being a troll, but not everyone is as strong-willed as you make them out to be. Sometimes people will be like thinking, man, I should just kill myself. And then someone will say, no one cares about you, go kill yourself. And they'll be like, yo, you know what? No one cares about me. This person's right. I should just do it. So you might be the person that pushes the person over the edge to do it. And I've had comments on that video saying, listen, I absolutely had a mirror to my face after the end of this episode. I've left comments like this that absolutely disgust me today. And people like really seeing that what they leave online could hurt other people. So it was really like magical to see like that an anime made people realize that you would never think that a troll would learn that lesson, right? Because that's what all they get out of life is just saying stupid shit like that online. But the fact that people were commenting saying like, holy crap, I'm a piece of shit for doing this. And I regret, and I hope that like I never pushed someone to this point, you know, like it was really nice to see.
Yeah. So again, folks, go watch that show. And speaking of anime, man, what else are you enjoying so far from the season? Like,
dude, there's so much. I think I've been saying this a lot. I think this season of anime is the best season of anime we've had in like the last decade. There's a lot of good new shows.
Yeah.
Ones I'm really enjoying. There's a lot of slice of life that I'm enjoying. I know obviously Hell's Paradise. I read the manga. The Hell's Paradise is amazing. Yuzi Hira, my God, where she does something to me that I won't say, but with that last episode where she had that slime all over her, I was like, Jesus. There's so I guess I'll say the slice of life I'm enjoying. If you guys are looking for stuff to watch, there's this one called My Home Hero, where you've seen that one too. That one's also like relatable. The plot of the story, without spoiling anything, you can see this from the actual consumption of the plot of the the summary of the anime when you click on it, is like the father's daughter. His daughter is as a father, you could probably relate to this. Imagine if your daughter was dating a piece of shit. The daughter was dating someone in the Yakuza, and he ended up killing to defend his daughter because he was going to kill his daughter. And then the whole anime is the Yakuza trying to find out who killed him, and the father is trying to help the Yakuza figure it out, but he was the one that did it. So he's trying to like 5-head everyone into like not thinking it was him, and it's actually wild. Like, and the cliffhanger, the last episode blew my mind. I was like, oh shit. The cliffhangers this season in anime are starting to piss me off. There's a lot of them. Like Demon Slayer, what the fuck? He just ended mid-swing. What was that cliffhanger? Oh, I'm so mad. I actually have the Demon Slayer like complete manga box over there on the shelf. But so I've already read the manga, so I already know what's gonna happen. But as an anime, if I was anime only, I would be so triggered by that. The other slice of life. So My Home Hero is good. Yamada-kun at level 199. That one's really good.
Have you watched Skipping Loafer?
No, but a lot of people have told me it's really good. It's on my list. Is that on Crunchyroll or is it on High Dive?
It's on Crunchyroll. You should definitely watch it. Okay. Did you ever watch was it Kimi no Todoke or From Me to You?
No, that's also on my list too. I've been binging a lot of old anime that I haven't watched, that was from previous seasons.
Dude, okay, Skipping Loafer, you're gonna fucking love it.
A lot of people are saying that in my comments, like TikTok. They're like, "Have you watched this? If not, you need to react to it." I'm like, "Okay." I have a lot of people saying this. I gotta add this to my list.
You're gonna be laughing your ass off. This last episode, fucking hilarious. Yeah? Oh my god, bro!
Have you seen Mashal? Because Mashal is really funny too.
Yes,
Mashal is good. I'm absolutely loving that. The humor. It's like if One Punch Man, Harry Potter, and Black Clover had a baby. That's the best way I could explain Mashal. It's so dumb, but it's so good. I honestly, I don't know if it's because like a lot of shonen lately is getting tropey, or I've already read the manga for a lot of shonen, but I've really been enjoying slice of life a lot more than shonen or isekai. I feel like every season of anime lately is just like there's so much new isekai. I'm like, why is isekai taking over? It used to be shonens, and now like just this season there's like fucking 10 isekai. Like, holy shit, dude. Why is there so many? So I've really been enjoying slice of life. There's another one called A Galaxy Next Door. That one's really good. It's like a romance slice of life. What's her name? Raeliana ended up at the Duke's Mansion. That one's pretty good too. You saw the last episode? You commented on my post about that. Dude, it's actually so good. I literally binged all 6 episodes in one day. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait for the next one. It's so good.
Yeah, like that show is good. I mean, the manga is great too, but like that the way, and that's okay. That's something I want to throw out there, because a lot of people are. It's kind of interesting. You still got the folks that are like manga only or anime only, and I'm just so like
cringe to me.
Enjoy all of it.
It's so cringe. And then there's the whole English, like the sub or dub. I'm like, who gives a fuck? Just watch it however you want. I personally like dub better because I feel like, the country that the product was made in has more passion behind it, obviously. Back then, sometimes people would the English voice acting for anime back then would be like them reading off of a script, and they didn't even have the video in front of them because not every studio had the money to be able to have booths with TVs with Japanese airing like anime. They would just give them a script and direct them how to act, but that didn't always like come out good. Not like Dragon Ball, where you had Sean Schemmel staring at Goku screaming, so he knew how like hype he had to get, right? Or Christopher Sabat like looking at Vegeta on the screen. It's way different in Japan, right? So I like dub more, but also there's some really good sub lately. Like I mean there's a lot of good dub lately. I like sub more, but sometimes I'm editing and I just want something to listen to. I'll put a slice of life on it. I'll put English because the English isn't that bad on some of them, and it's not something where I'm going to miss out on action because I'm just listening to what's going on, and I'll stare at the screen every once in a while. It helps. I'll actually get to watch anime without, feeling like I never have time.
Okay. So to add to that. Okay. So there's an anime that I watched, and bro, I was saying this on the recent podcast across worlds podcast I did with my wife.
The anime channel, right?
Yeah, like so we talked about this one anime that I absolutely fucking hate. I hated it because it was in sub. It was girlfriend. I hated it when I was watching it in sub because I was like, I'm like, they're so serious and this is so dumb and I don't get it. Then I listen to it in dub and I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, this shit is hilarious. So, you know, it just goes back to what he's like. There's sometimes like if we're reading the sub, we'll miss a lot of the nuance and the context, but then when you hear it it's a good dub, oh my god,
it's incredible. I will say, we talked about this anime the other day. The only reason I got through Kaguya-sama Love is War is because I was watching it in English and I was editing while watching it, because I don't think I would be able to suffer watching through that anime in Japanese dub, because not because the dub's bad, because it just wasn't interesting enough to me. I probably just pissed off so many people by saying that, because everyone thinks Kaguya-sama is the best romance ever. It's rated so high on my anime list, and I don't get it. I've watched so much. I just recently got into slice of life and romance anime, and I've watched so much better. More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers is one of them. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. It was last season. Amazing. They fucking kiss in the first episode. Not 5 seasons in. And a movie later. Okay? So I'm sorry. Everyone that says that is the best romance ever is probably like in elementary school. I don't know.
Oh god. Okay, I don't know if you've watched this, but Recovery of an MMO Junkie.
Oh, I think I have watched that. It was a long time ago though. Or is that recent?
It's so good. No, I think it came out a while. I know the manga came out a while ago. And I think the anime is a little bit older, but like my romance with Yamada-kun, that reminds me so much of that. I'm like, like when we have like rom-coms.
I have watched this.
Right?
I just looked it up on Crunchyroll. I've watched it, yeah.
Like, I don't know if you're the same way, but like, I feel like being, you know, in my 30s now, seeing a lot of rom-coms when there's teenagers, like it can be good, but I need something that's a little bit more relatable.
That
so when I get to see, you know, you get to see older characters, it's so much better. And it's just,
I agree. That's why I like Oshi no Ko so much, because I can relate to what's going on in it so much. Even if they are teenagers, what they're doing is relatable to what we do. But I gotta say, I just recently watched it. One of the best anime I think I've ever watched. It's on my favorite anime of all time list, like top 5. Violet Evergarden. I can't believe I slept on that for so long. Bro, my eyes were swollen. Thank God I was by myself, because that was embarrassing. I was like, maybe I should record my reaction to this. Literally episode 1. Like,
it hits so hard. That show hits so hard.
I've never remembered the number of the episode before for an emotional moment like that. I episode 10 is when it happened. It was the whole mom episode with the, you know what I'm talking about? And then she finally shows emotion and breaks down for the first time. I lost it. I lost it. I was like, I might need to take a break from this, because I emotionally don't think I could take anymore. And I used to care about that stuff when I was younger, like, you know, because I was raised by a macho, you should never cry father, right? But that's bullshit. Okay, sometimes you just need to let it out, dude. And it doesn't matter if you're a 32-year-old grown bald man. You just cry. If you want to cry. It'll make you feel better, I promise.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you less macho.
It doesn't. Honestly, people, if you haven't, you know, seen Violet Evergarden, it's so fucking good. Oh my!
I have to watch the movies still. Everyone keeps telling me the movies are worse. I was like, I'm not prepared for that.
No. Are you ready to have your soul, your heart?
That's what
ripped
everyone
out,
said. That's
thrown on.
I was like, no, I'm not ready for that. I'm still getting emotionally wrecked from the regular season of anime. Never mind the movie.
Oh man,
what's your favorite anime of all time?
You had to put me on the spot, didn't you? Okay, favorite anime.
I'll do you better. What's your favorite, and then what's your least favorite, or one that you think is overrated?
Damn.
If you say One Piece, you're gonna get so roasted.
No. Okay, so favorite anime that I all time. Oh, damn, man, you put all time. Okay.
I mean, dude, I get annoyed sometimes when people ask me that, because I do anime content. I'm like, listen, It's too hard to name one. I'll just shoot off a bunch that I like that are like up there. But I just usually say Hunter x Hunter. But I'm not gonna lie to you, the manga artist for that is starting to piss me off so much that I might just say fuck that anime. How are you gonna keep saying, all right, I'm starting it back up again after years? Write 10 chapters, and it's like, oh no, I can't do this anymore. I need to take another break. Bro, Oda has been doing this for 25 years. Where's your excuse? Your wife said she would literally finish it for you. Like, just finish finish the manga. So I'm at the point where fuck Hunter x Hunter. It's starting to piss me off, but it's one of my favorites. You honestly, I'll say Yu Yu Hakusho is my favorite because it's what got me into anime.
Okay, so I'll say this. There are three. I have to put three up there.
Oh God, are you gonna say the basic? Okay, thank God. I thought you were literally gonna name the big three.
No.
I thought you were literally gonna go Bleach, Naruto, Dragon Ball, or One Piece. I was about to say son of a bitch. That's an easy answer.
No, Rurouni Kenshin, just because like that really got me having like such a love for like Japanese culture and history.
You excited for the remake?
Oh God, I can't wait.
You saw the trailer?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good. I can't wait. Yes. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, man, I can't wait for that. So that was
it's
one.
Funny. My mod is obsessed with Rurouni Kenshin. His name is Batozai.
For real?
Yeah. So he's obsessed with Rurouni Kenshin.
Dude, yeah. So that I love the live action movies for it. I thought they were amazing.
Everyone that says that live action is bad, I agree. That is the only live action that I think is good. Is Rurouni Kenshin. That's the only one. I think the One Piece one's gonna be trash.
Oh God, yeah.
They don't even have the shoes right. He's got shoes on instead of sandals. I already know that's gonna be bad.
If it's gonna be anything like Cowboy Bebop live action, yes, I am.
Oh, that was so bad.
Okay, so next one that I can throw out is Outlaw Star.
Ooh, okay.
And then the last one I can throw out, it would be Escaflowne.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I heard it's really good though. I heard it's really, really good.
Okay. Let me prep you.
He's like, let me enlighten you.
Let me prep you. You're gonna love it until the last couple episodes. It's gonna piss you off. It's gonna piss you off so bad because you could tell, bro, they ran out of like the budget, and it's like
kind of like
we gotta wrap
Franks did. Darling and the Franks did that. I was so mad about that.
Oh, I got another one. Okay, last one. Claymore.
Claymore is fucking good.
Manga's better.
Yes. It's like One Piece for me. When I don't list One Piece as one of my favorite anime, I tell them it's because the manga is a million times better. Oh, did my camera freeze? Hello. I think my camera froze. There we go. Yeah, the manga is way better for One Piece. Because the pacing in the anime is absolutely trash because they don't want to catch up to the manga and it's a weekly anime. So there are really hype parts of the anime, but yeah, the pacing is, you'll have like 4 episodes of like almost recap of what just happened a week ago. And you're like, I didn't forget what happened, dude. You know, I would much, people don't like my take on it, but I would much rather watch, like, have One Piece take a year off the anime and let the manga just get so far ahead. That way we get better, like, Demon Slayer style pacing, because that pacing in Demon Slayer is god tier. It is probably the best paced anime I've ever. That's why when everyone says, what would you recommend to a new anime watcher? Demon Slayer. Literally tells you to plot very fast. Action, gets into action very fast. Relatable and lovable characters very fast. Everything is paced super well. The animation is beautiful. It's affordable. I mean, come on. But you know what a lot of people don't put on their favorite list that makes me sad is one of my favorites? Code Geass. Have you ever watched it?
I have, and I was just thinking. I don't think I've seen anyone put that. No,
it's on mine. I think it's a better story than, it's like Attack on Titan but better. And everyone tries to tell me, but Attack on Titan's not a mech anime. Yes, it is. Eren it's a flesh mech. It's a mecha anime.
It's really all it is.
And it's literally, if you've read the manga, the story ends in like the same way. Eren is being portrayed as the villain, so he could sacrifice himself, and that's what Lelouch is doing too. Lelouch, wait, was that? his name? Yeah, Lelouch, I think, something like that. The main character in Code Geass. He literally sacrifices himself to make the world a better place, even if he has to be the villain. And I think the story and the characters are way cooler in Code Geass.
Dude, that made me think back to like when I was covering, I want to say a couple of years ago when the Attack on Titan ended. I was covering the manga like for years, and I had like this one big YouTuber got pissed off at me because I posted like my thumbnail and on Twitter, and I didn't show all of the whole Mikasa with a certain head.
Yeah.
I censored it. But then, like, this big YouTuber is like, "Oh, you just ruined the show for me, man." Because I don't read the manga. I watch the anime now. And he's like, you could have used a different thumbnail. I'm like, everyone who's covering the manga uses that thumbnail.
Don't look up manga new stuff if you want to see it. It's like people say that about my reaction videos sometimes. And they're like, "Why did you spoil the thumbnail?" What do you mean? How else am I supposed to grab people? Oshinoko, I had to put the for the first episode. You know what part I probably put as a thumbnail? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Of course. What else is gonna make people gravitate towards watching that have already watched the anime, that want to see someone's reaction? They see a crying face of me doing a crying face, like a oh my god face on the thumbnail with that picture. Of course, they want to click on it. Are they gonna want to click on me just going with a random picture that nothing happens? No. So that person doesn't know how YouTube works, apparently. So I don't know how he's a big YouTuber. Thumbnails are the most important thing about YouTube. So I don't know.
I'll give you a clue as to who it is. I'm not going to say their name, but they were one of the special free DLC for Like a Dragon Ishin. You probably know who it is.
Yeah, I know who it is.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why people look up that stuff if they don't want to get spoiled. Like, I don't know. I never get spoiled because I know what to do to avoid spoilers. So I don't know. Yeah. Why are you looking up manga stuff if you don't want to get spoiled? That's weird.
Okay, I guess we can end it on Showcase. What you expecting to see?
Definitely Final Fantasy 16.
Yes.
I think it's going to be the final trailer. A lot of people are like, I don't think they're going to show 16 because there's a rumored, or not rumored anymore, but I guess I'm allowed to say, on the 22nd, they're going to show something for 16. It's supposed to be kind of like a live letter kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Apparently, that's going to be on the 22nd. And then literally the day after or 2 days later is the showcase. So a lot of people are thinking, oh, they're not going to show 16. Yes, they are. 16 is on a massive marketing push right now because the game is less than a month away. At that point of the showcase, that is when they're going to do a huge push. And then the event for 16 is on June 11th. That's the one I'll be going to. Blitz, Night Sky Prince, Baby Seal, Final Fantasy V, like all of us are going to be going to that event, and we're going to be playing the game. I think they're going to allow us to, actually, I don't think I'm allowed to say this, so I'll just tell you in DMs. I don't think I'm allowed to say it yet. But yeah, there will be stuff shown about the game on the 11th, and I'm gonna predict that they're gonna announce the demo on the 11th, and then you'll have 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, to play the demo before the game comes out, which is probably the best. I think he already said in an interview that's what he wanted to do, was 2 weeks before the game came out, like very shortly before the game came out for the demo. So I think Final Fantasy 16 is gonna have a big showing. I don't think we're gonna see Rebirth. Everyone keeps saying that they're going to think that they think Rebirth. I don't think that they want to mix match Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth and 16, because that would, like, say you get more hyped over the Rebirth trailer and you're thinking about buying 16 or Rebirth because you don't have a lot of money. If you're more hyped for Rebirth, you're going to save money for Rebirth, right? So, like, why would they show both Final Fantasy games? I think that Summer Games Fest makes more sense for Rebirth to be shown, not showcased. I
don't even think Rebirth. I don't think Rebirth is even going to be a 2023 title. I think that's 2024.
Oh, absolutely 2024. I don't know if you know this or heard about it, but the Japanese voice actor got fired for Cloud. So, like, what? you know how like Japanese culture is very against, like, so like the voice actors are seen as like role models, right? And people like that they look forward to, and they're very serious about any kind of like allegations about them. So he cheated on his wife, and it was a very public affair, and they take that kind of stuff very serious in Japan. So he got fired from his agency and from Remake. So I'm almost positive he did not finish doing his lines yet. So they're probably going to have to reread all his lines and find someone else to do it.
Wow.
So I think that the game's going to be pushed back a little bit because that's a lot of lines for that's the main character of the game. You know, so I don't know. Maybe he finished doing the voice acting, but normally they would have come out and said something, you know, like what Yoshi P did. He said, hey, the voice acting's done. Right? We haven't had shit. We haven't heard news at all for Rebirth. It's literally been radio silent since the teaser that he showed over a year ago. So I don't think we're going to see it anytime soon. I don't think it's going to be till 2024, probably like April. I think this is going to be pushed back even after winter, because after I thought maybe like March, February, because of like, you know, they said next winter, which winter could be all the way till March. But after the whole voice actor debacle thing, I'll send you the article if you want to look at it after, and maybe make like content on it or something. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to get pushed back a little bit because that's a lot of work that they're going to have to do now to find someone new that possibly sounds similar, because you know people are going to be mad about him sounding different, because he's been the same voice actor throughout Advent Children. You know, every Final Fantasy game in Japanese has been that Cloud voice actor. Unlike, you know, US.
Even guys too, right?
Yep. Wow. He's been the same person, so it's going to be hard for them to find someone that sounds similar to him. Yeah. So I don't think that's we're going to see Rebirth. So I think Final Fantasy 16. I don't know if we're going to, but I really want to see Stellar Blades. It was called Project Eve before, now it's Stellar Blades. I really hope that comes out this year. That game looks incredible. Korean developers are incredible. I played BDO and that game's fucking beautiful. And then I don't know if you saw was it Chrono Odyssey, the new MMO that shown?
Yeah.
Holy crap, that game looks incredible. It's like Dark Souls MMO. It looks insane. So like Korean devs, like they really know how to make a game look good. What's the other Spider-Man 2? I definitely think we're seeing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
I definitely think we're seeing Spider-Man 2. I think we're going to get a small update on Wolverine since it did get pushed back till 2024. Ronin, we're probably going to see Ronin again because that's also 2024. God, I feel like there's more games that are supposed to come out this year that I thought were going to be shown. There's people that are thinking Final Fantasy 9 remake. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think that it exists.
I don't think
so either. I think they want to finish, like they've already said that before they think of any other remakes, they want to do 7 remake first. They want to finish that. And then they already said that 10 is the next thing that they're thinking about. Like a 10-3, which is, so I don't know.
I do think we probably see gameplay from Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
Maybe Starfield. Actually, no, Starfield's exclusive for Xbox. Never mind, right? Yes, this is Starfield exclusive. Never mind. I think that game's gonna flop. I'm sorry, I think it's gonna flop. It's Bethesda. They have just been so bad since Fallout 76. I don't know what fuck happened to them, dude.
What else is there that's major? I mean, well, we might see the latest Trails game. Or the localized one.
Trails into the Reverie. I agree. Yep. Oh, I didn't know you were a Trails fan. Okay, that's good to hear. I'm a massive Trails fan. Yeah.
Yes.
I literally just ordered
Nayuda?
Rixia's figure.
Oh.
Yeah, from Crossbell. Yeah, that thing looks spicy. I want to see more from Lost Soul side. I think since PlayStation is now funding that game, that's the game that was made by one person that looks like literally the character looks like Noctis. You remember that? So it's Chinese game, right? Yeah, and now PlayStation is funding it. So I think it's been long enough now where they have something else to show for it. There was one other game I can't remember. I said Spider-Man 2 already, right? Yeah, Spider-Man 2. I feel like there was another game that was supposed to come out this year.
You know what actually surprises me is that we got that reveal trailer for Mortal Kombat 1 yesterday. And it's coming out this year, and we've gotten a fuck ton of trailers for like Tekken 8, and that's not coming out until next year.
Until 2024. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Death Stranding 2. We're probably gonna see something for that. There's a rumor of a Bloodborne remaster, but I don't think so.
I know there's a rumor for like Metal Gear Solid remake.
Oh,
Maybe.
I think that's my friend Blitz has been covering that like crazy, and the leaks that was on the NVIDIA leaks, and the NVIDIA leaks have been all true so far.
Yeah.
I think they're probably going to show Vagrant Story too. They haven't shown that yet, right?
No.
They've been teasing that they've been working on it. I think maybe we'll see something for Vagrant Story. That would be sick.
Yeah.
I would love that. Yeah, Death Stranding 2, I think that's really it, unless they said they were going to show a lot of PSVR 2 stuff too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything else that they could really show besides that.
PSVR. Oh my god. So I have it.
Honestly, over an hour is a lot though. Maybe they could show something for Rebirth. That's a lot of games. Unless they plan on doing like a 10-minute fucking gameplay showcase for every game. I highly doubt it.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw one out there because I think they could do something with it now. A PlayStation All-Stars 2.
Dude, that would be awesome, actually. There's way more characters now.
Yeah, if you think about it, you remember how everyone was like crapping on the first one when it came out? Oh, it's just a Smash Brothers clone. Why play this? And then there's so many Smash clones out now that people love.
Yeah, rest in peace, multiverses.
Right? So it's crazy. Like they won't do it. I think they should. Also, I'm gonna throw another one out there, and you're probably gonna like it. Legend of Dragoon remake.
I think the sales for the it wouldn't be, I wouldn't call it a remaster, but the upscale version, I guess, that they did for PS4 and PS5. I think the sales for that did really good, and I think a lot of people actually did a lot of PlayStation Plus signups because of that. So honestly, that's why one thing I was telling people when that went live is that if this does good enough and they see that the want for it is high enough, they might consider possibly doing a remake for Legend of Dragoon.
Anything that you're working on, you want to promote, or that you are excited for, you want to talk about anything, the floor is yours before we go.
First, I would just like to say follow this man because he does awesome content. Second, let's see, I'm working on so much stuff right now. I don't even know. I guess the best way I could say to support me is just watch my videos, like my videos on YouTube. That means more to me than any kind of sub on Patreon or Twitch. Just like watch the content on TikTok, especially TikTok. TikTok is crazy right now. Honestly, the stuff I'm looking forward to, definitely Final Fantasy 16. I will say, if you're very excited about Final Fantasy 16, look out on my channel on June 11th, because I will be at that event, and I'm almost positive I'm going to be able to stream the game. Nice. So we will, and I will be able to meet with Naoki Shido and Koji. I can't say the other person. I'll tell you in DMs who the other person is, because apparently they don't want people to know, because they don't want people to like swarm the fucking building. It is a private event, so they will be doing a live stream of like for themselves, but they'll also be having setups for content creators to go live for like 2 hours, I think, something like that. Don't quote me on that, because that's just like what they are planning to do, so that could change, because the event, it's very like scarce right now, the news for the event, because they haven't updated us yet, but that's like what they're planning to do. And yeah, other than that, Final Fantasy 16 is going to be my big focus, and Honkai Star Rail. So if you're interested in that, feel free to hit me with a follow on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, same everywhere else. Legions Gaming everywhere, except my anime YouTube channel is legionzanime. That we just hit 1,000 subs on there, so I'm super proud of that. We finally monetized the channel after 2 months, and I got a lot of plans for that channel. Like, I did one video that's called "How One Piece Changed My Life" and why you should watch it. I have I'm planning on doing a lot of videos like that for underrated anime. So like 86, I don't know if you ever watched 86. That is a huge underrated anime, and I just finished recording actually today before I went live on here. Was a script. I just recorded a script for a video on why you should watch it. It's a much-watch anime, and like how underrated it is. And yeah, if you like content like that, on follow me on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. I don't do Instagram or Facebook. I can't. I tried Instagram, it just don't work.
I'm at a point of giving up on Instagram, because they keep changing the algorithm, and then
it's so bad. It's like,
yeah,
I have one reel that's like 300,000, and then I uploaded it. You know, most platforms, when you have one video that's popping off and going viral, they tell you, right? Like, and you know, like, post, keep posting. Every video after that was like 100, 200 views. I'm like, how does this fucking algorithm work? I can't figure it out. I figured out TikTok. I figured out YouTube.
We talked about this before too.
Yeah, I can't figure out Instagram at all. I can't. And I've tried people like upload 3 times a day. I uploaded 3 reels a day with 1 picture a day. I did that for like a month, and I saw nothing. I saw no growth. I think unless you have giant schmitties and you're posting half naked, that's the only way you're getting followers on Instagram. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
nothing against that, because if I had giant schmitties and I was a female, I'd do it too. Shit, I'd probably make an OnlyFans. Right. I'm about to make an OnlyFans and I'm a guy. Goddamn.
No, but it's so true though. I mean, like that's really all the Instagram is promoting. Like anytime I go on there, that's all it shows me. And then my wife was like, "Oh, are you looking at that?" I'm like, "Look, I respectfully look at this. Respectfully." You know?
You don't want to see mine. Mine is like I am such a degenerate. Mine is like all Kafka. Like, I wouldn't say hentai, but fan art.
Nothing wrong with that.
Kafka. God, I can't wait till that character comes out. Holy shit. If you want to see somebody simp over giant anime titties, I'm your guy. That is me.
Oh my god. Yeah, another thing too is like I know a lot of people. I had a friend who posted this today. He said he did his MK1 reaction, posted on YouTube, posted on.
I still gotta do that. Is it worth it now, you think? Probably too late.
No,
I'm probably too late to the party. You don't think so?
No, we'll still do it.
Okay,
so my long form video only got like 100 some views, but my short took off, got thousands. So it's like, and then on TikTok, I don't know, maybe I used the wrong. Well, I did it late.
Yeah,
and people, I don't really cover Mortal Kombat, but I did that because I saw that. I was like, oh man, this is great. But like, so my friend, he said he posted on YouTube, it barely got 30 views. Posted on TikTok, he got 10,000. He said, every time I post on TikTok, it gets thousands of views. And he's like, but that's not a viable platform. I'm like, you fucking idiot.
Oh,
what are you doing?
Let me show you something. I'm gonna DM you something right now from one video that one minute. It's like 1 minute and 30 seconds. And this was like a couple days ago, so it's probably higher now. Where's the DMs? Right here. Look at your Discord DMs when you have a chance. That I post 5 of those a day. Yeah. So but anyone that says it's not viable, that is literally $100 on a 1 minute and 30 second fucking TikTok. That's that new program that they have. I know friends of mine that literally got like over $2,000 on one TikTok. It's wild.
You got to have 10,000 followers to get into that, right?
Yes, 10,000 followers, 500,000 views a month, or 300,000 views a month, something like that. Which isn't that hard if you post enough. The videos have to be longer than a minute, and you only get paid for the views so the view only counts towards the paid program if people watch for longer than 5 seconds. So if they scroll and they're like, "Huh, what's this? 1, 2, just keep scrolling," doesn't count. So that's why I have that video that I just like the screenshot I just sent you. It says 145,000 qualified views, but that actually has like 350,000 views on TikTok. So
crazy.
Yeah.
People are still sleeping on TikTok, and
I'm telling you. Like, if they ban fucking TikTok in America, I'm moving to fucking Canada because I make money on that shit now. Fuck America if they ban it, dude. I'm gonna become a Canadian, or I'll move to Europe. Jesus, because I don't think it's gonna get banned. I just think they're trying to force them to sell it to America, which could possibly be even worse. Yeah. But hopefully nothing happens because I'm actually making good money on that platform now. I'm making more money on that platform than Patreon, YouTube, and Twitch combined.
See, this is why I keep telling my wife, I'm like, look, you have an opportunity. Like, you
Doesn't
took
she have
off...
a lot of followers last time you showed me? Like more than me, right? Or no?
No. She's got like 3. She's creeping up on 4,000 followers,
Okay.
and every
Or was it
post
your
she
sister
does,
that you showed me that has a lot of?
I've got, one of my sisters has like
100 something thousand, right? Or 400?
Well, she's at 400,000 now.
Yeah. I remember you showed me she had a lot.
And she's barely posting, and I'm like, what are you women doing? Get on it. This isn't awkward.
I would, yeah.
What are you doing?
And I have so many friends of mine that are like, I have a lot of female friends, and a lot of them post risque or lewd content, especially on TikTok. They do a lot of like the TikTok dances, but they make it lewd or sexy, right? And they always ask me like, oh, how do I get in that program? How do I make money like you are? I was like, unfortunately, with the content you make, it's probably not going to work because they only post like 10-second clips of them dancing, right? Or maybe the most 20 seconds. You have to post for longer than a minute.
Which is why they're pushing that too. When you go on TikTok, it shows
TikTok
like you need
is honestly changing now. Like, I don't know if you saw this. There's a thing called TikTok series where you can post. So what I'm gonna play, what I already been doing, I've been like editing full reactions of my Demon Slayer stuff and like the popular stuff, and you can only activate that, like set the series once all videos upload. Once you hit post series, you can't change it. So I'm waiting for Demon Slayer to be done, and then I'm going to post the reaction from episode 1 through 11, because I think it's 11 episodes, and then I'm going to post it as a series. And you can charge people like, hey, you want to see the full unedited uninterrupted reaction, because you can post up to 20-minute clips on the series thing. You can put like $1.50, $3, $5, $10, $20, whatever, and they pay that, they get access to all the videos, and then they can watch everything instead of small 1-minute clips. That's why I've been trying to cut a lot of the TikTok shorter and not pretty much show the entire thing, because like, why would they go? That's a mistake I see a lot of people doing. Why would they go watch you on other platforms when you're posting the entire like reaction on TikTok, right? So if you're posting 5 clips that are 3-minute long, that are the entire episode, if they watch it from 1 to part 5, that's the entire episode, right? So why would they go watch it somewhere else when they could just go, oh, this is part 1, this is part 2, this is part 3, part 4. Okay, that's the whole episode, you know? So I've been trying to cut it a lot shorter, and honestly kind of like blue ball people at like the good part. So like, when's part 3? What? Oh, it's on your YouTube. Okay, I'm going right now, you know? So like, that's a lot of the tricks I learned, because I was honestly posting the entire thing before. Like, I would post 3-minute long clips 5 times, and that's like the whole 15 minutes of the episode pretty much. But yeah, that's the one thing I learned. And then there's TikTok series, they're pushing 10-minute videos now. Like, there's 10-minute videos just on your live feed now if you scroll. They're aiming to be like another YouTube pretty much is what they're doing right now. And
I think they could, I don't think they'll overtake YouTube, but they can be a close second.
Honestly, I think there's more viewers on TikTok now than YouTube.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. That's wild. I never thought that would be possible. Like, Google, YouTube, that's insane.
Yo, okay, so I was saying this the other day to one of my friends, while I was noticing with a lot of the older YouTubers, you know, people that established themselves and been doing it for years, or the boomers, so like a lot of them don't want to, like, I've seen some of them say like they don't want to do short form content because, you know, they're used to.
I don't get that though. It's so easy.
It is, bro. It's so fucking like, easy.
There's this program, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, called Streamladder. You literally can upload your own video, or just literally link your YouTube or Twitch, and they can get clips from YouTube or Twitch from your account, and you can literally just turn it into short form content. It literally grabs the camera, grabs the screen in whatever format you want, however big, however small you want, and they even have an auto generate captions. You can literally, instead of writing every single caption, there's an AI program in it that literally writes every single word. And that's the biggest thing about short form content, is people want to see the like captions really push videos, because sometimes people don't have the volume on, so they can just read like they're in class or something, whatever, or work. And I don't know, I feel like it's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, and people don't want to do it. And so like what I was seeing, like when they were complaining about that, because they're so and what I got from it was they're so used to doing one video a week or a month or every couple of months. You can't do that now.
No. Nope.
You gotta keep like, and like I told my wife recently, because like she had a real good string of stuff of short form content on TikTok and YouTube, and then she just stopped for 8 days. I'm like, that can kill your channel.
Yep, growth. And then you have to take forever to, honestly, that happened to my gaming channel. I'm finally at the point where my gaming channel is finally getting views that it used to again, like 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 30,000. But for the longest time, the reason I focus so heavily on the anime channel is there was like, it's rough when you hit a patch where you're like, there's nothing I'm passionate enough about to make content on my gaming channel. And the news for Final Fantasy 16 and Rebirth and Ever Crisis has been so slow. Like for people that don't know this, I was primarily, when I started my channel, a Final Fantasy channel. And then I quickly realized how bad that is, because sometimes we don't get a fucking Final Fantasy game for like 5 fucking years. Okay. And you're just slowly drip fed news. How do you make a video every day or once a week for 5 years about something that's not even out yet? It's just, God bless Night Sky Prince. I don't know how the fuck he does it, but he does it. I would stress myself out. I'd go crazy. But sometimes I get in this rut where I'm like, okay, there's nothing I'm passionate about enough right now. There's not even a gacha game I'm playing that's like easy content that I want to post. I'm just like, I'm just not going to post right now. I'd rather not post anything than post bullshit content that no one wants to watch, right? So that's when I focused on my anime channel. When I went back to trying to make content again on my gaming channel, it was like after not uploading for 2 months, oh my God. It was like 100 views, 300 views, 400 views, 200 views. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? I have 11,000 subscribers. How am I getting 100 views per video? It's unheard of. And then finally, once I started being consistent again, uploading, but it took forever to get back in the algorithm. Now I'm back to getting the views that I used to. But that's one of the biggest things I tell people is if you take a break, don't take too long of a break, because you might kill your channel. Very small thing about me, like when I was almost partner on Twitch years ago. I used to play a game called Epic 7. It was a gacha game. I used to average 100 to 300 viewers. I used to get like rated by YDCB, who's a big gacha YouTuber, Scion Storm. I used to know all those people, Tectone. And I used to average 100 to 300 viewers. And like, I could have been partner, but I went through a breakup and I was with the person for like 8 years. So I like had to change everything about my life. My condo, it was very hard affording it by myself. So I had to move, had to find a new place, had to save money. So I literally was like, okay, streaming, my life's more important right now. I have to take a break. I took 6 months off of streaming. I went from averaging almost 200 to 300 viewers a stream to 10 when I came back. And I had to literally build my viewership again. It's really rough. So when people tell me like, oh, I need to take a break, I always tell them like, either consider within a week or two, like, hey, do I miss doing this? Do I really miss doing this? Do I want to do this? Consider that, because if you don't, you just probably don't do anymore, because it's going to be even harder when you come back to get that back to where it was. It's rough. It's really rough.
Yeah. Which is the benefit of short form content, because if you're going to take a break, at least like I tell my wife, make a week's worth of shit before you go on your break, because when you don't, oh man.
Was it you that I told this that I no, it was Key, my friend. I'm just Key. I told him. So like what I do on Mondays, because I have Mondays off, I don't stream that day. I spend the entire day. I'll exercise in the morning. That way I'm good. I don't feel like a lazy piece of shit. The entire day, I'll spend the entire day going through footage from the week before, like clips, stuff, or I'll react to anime that I know I can post, even if it's not like popular. Because unfortunately, not every anime reaction on TikTok does good. Like One Piece does incredible, Demon Slayer does incredible, MHA does incredible. All the big like shonen like hype stuff does really good. Sometimes the more obscure, like not as popular ones don't do as good. Blue Lock was a very different example that popped the fuck off on TikTok. But I'll react to small stuff. Like there's an anime called Cheat Skill in Another World. It's an isekai. It's okay. It's really good. I just hate some of the CGI in it. I think some of the parts that they use CGI, it feels like they probably had a really small budget and they're probably trying to save time with that. But I love the show. and it does okay on TikTok. Instead of getting 100,000 views, it gets like 10,000 or 5,000, which it's fine because I'm just filling in space for the week so I stay in the algorithm. And sometimes, you know, one of them pops off. Like that's what I was doing with Blue Lock. It was just to fill in space throughout the week for like when One Piece and Bleach and all the big and Chainsaw Man, when those episodes aired during the week. But I didn't want to just not upload anything, so I was uploading Blue Lock. It went from 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, and then one day 100,000, 1 million, 2 million. You never know when an anime is going to pop off. So sometimes it doesn't pop off right away. That's why I tell people don't delete TikToks. I have a friend of mine that was like, oh, it didn't do good, I'm going to delete it and repost it. No, don't do that. It actually like it kills your algorithm when you do that. You kind of like get shadow banned because they consider it spam posting. But I tell them don't delete it. One of my friends listened to me when he did that. There's an anime called Ningen Fushin that was like last season. It did horrible for him, like barely 1,000 views. He looked at it 2 months later, it's at 500,000. So sometimes a lot of people just don't watch the show when it first airs, and then it becomes more popular later on because of maybe other content creators, or maybe a article gets written about it, or it's on some kind of list and people are like, oh, what's this? And they go watch it. And then it starts skyrocketing again in views. So yeah, honestly, filling in, that's what I do Monday. I just record a crap ton of stuff and edit it for the entire week. That way, throughout the week, I can relax and like record at my own pace with if small things come out. Like, oh, there's a new character coming out for Honkai that just got announced. Oh, easy video, 10-minute video. I can edit it in 10 minutes, post it. It's easy. But, you know, editing an anime reaction, that takes a lot of fucking time. The long form content anyway. Short form TikToks, thankfully copyright is not that bad on TikTok. But yeah, it's that's what I do. I take one day. That's what I tell people. Find one day where you can honestly spend a lot of time just editing. Even if you don't have a lot of time during the week, just spend one day doing that, or at least like a big chunk of that day doing it. That way, through the entire week, you have content for the entire week. I have a friend of mine that does this. He does YouTube shorts. He edits all his clips from his previous streams from the week before and uploads them all and schedules them all throughout the week. 3 shorts a day on his YouTube channel throughout the entire week, from clips from the week before. And it works. Yeah. Even if you don't make long form content, you have something that is pushing you, keeping you in the algorithm, right? I don't know. It's easy. It's honestly not as hard as people make it out to be, the short form content.
Oh, the last thing I did want to ask you before we go. Okay, what is your opinion? And I know you're gonna have a spicy take, and I want the heat, which is why I'm gonna ask this. People that say mobile games aren't real games. He had to take a sip of his coffee, y'all.
Yeah, for the audio listeners, I just had visual cringe on my face. What is my take on people thinking that mobile games are not real games? I will say one thing that will shut everyone up about that. Why is it the most played gaming platform then? In Japan and in the West now, it is the most accessible and most played form of gaming in the world is mobile content. My phone is stronger than the Nintendo fucking Switch.
What do you have?
Could probably run my. I have a phone that was sent to me by Razer. It's Razer Edge, I believe. Yeah, and actually I can show you the controller it comes with. Hold on, let me go get it for you. The Razer phone. So it's Razer phone. It's built for gaming, has 16 gigs of RAM. That's more than some people's PCs. And I can look what I can do with this bitch. I just turned it into a Switch. And it honestly runs games that are on the Switch better than the Switch. Or I have an emulator on this thing.
That's the one that just came out this year.
For Razer. Yeah, they sent it to me to make video on it and use it for videos. Yeah. So this one actually also has mobile data on it as well. I combined it with my plan. It has like 5G Wi-Fi and then mobile data as well. Honestly, it plays better than my Switch. So everyone is like, it's not a real gaming, it's not real console. Switch, I am the biggest shitter on the Switch. I'm sorry. I love Nintendo. I love Nintendo games, but I can't stand how like in the past they are, when it comes to that stuff. And I would consider the Switch a mobile console because you're literally taking it on the go. And I just Tears of the Kingdom. I know I'm going off topic here. What is your take on Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch? Do you enjoy it? I know I saw your thing saying that was a 10 out of 10. I don't agree with it being a 10 out of 10 just because I feel like I had more fun with Breath of the Wild than Tears of the Kingdom because Breath of the Wild was new and fresh, a fresh experience for me. Something they never did in the series before. They made it open world, and I could literally go kill Ganon within 10 minutes if I wanted to at the start of the game. And then Tears of the Kingdom is like, okay, this is Breath of the Wild 1.5 with Sky Islands and the depths, same weapons. I mean, you can fuse weapons, same weapons, same armor, almost all the same armor, same enemies almost, except for like the gloom stuff on them. Everything's pretty much the same, except for the fuse mechanic and, you know, the Sky Islands stuff. I love the game, but I feel like I can definitely tell that it's being held back by Switch hardware more in this game than Breath of the Wild.
Okay, so there's a caveat to why I said that.
Okay.
So, if you were to put it up against the fact that we have so many remakes of stuff, in the sense of like something that just kind of immerses you in the world, to me, I love it for that. But in this case,
I agree, because the opening for the game was way better than Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
The opening was amazing.
But if you were to put it up against 16,
no.
That's where I'm kind of like, no.
Here's what pisses me off. I think it's going to win Game of the Year. And that's going to make me, because the critics are, dude, I'm going to be so mad that's why I made that post that it went viral on Twitter. I think it has like 500,000 views and interactions on Twitter. I said, y'all better still, talking to the media and reviewers, I was like, y'all better still have the same energy when Final Fantasy 16 comes out, because if I see anyone bitching about frame rate drop in certain areas, or bitching about you know, it not being Final Fantasy or whatever, I could say the same thing about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That is not Zelda anymore. That is a completely different game. And then the frame rate drops in certain areas in Zelda, holy fuck. When you use fusion, when you use fusion in some areas, are really bad. And that's, to me, why I got so pissed about the 10 out of 10 reviews. It's an amazing game, but they are praising Tears of the Kingdom for things that they shitted on other games in the past. Like literally Star Wars fucking Jedi Survivor has frame rate issues. They completely they completely shitted on the game because of the frame rate when it got fixed in a couple patches in the next patch. But they didn't say anything about that on Tears of the Kingdom. But they based the entire experience based off of, oh, the frame rate is bad in Star Wars. Even though it got fixed in the next patch, it's still bad because of the frame rate issues. Zelda literally suffers from the same thing, and they gave it a 10 out of 10. I don't get it. So that's why I was like, you guys better have the same energy. I'll
tell you a game that I would say a lot of people slept on, but it was what I felt Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
A game that I thought was better than Breath of the Wild, and I even say it's better than Tears of the Kingdom that people slept on. It was from Ubisoft, Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Yes, I actually just got that for free, I think, on PlayStation Plus. I started playing it off stream. Holy fuck, that game is good. It is so fun. Yeah. Oh my god. And it had no issues so far.
Right?
And you know why it looks beautiful? Because it's on PS5. Everyone, dude, I thought I was going senile. I was watching a review on stream the other day, and I was looking at chat, and I'm like, guys, am I crazy? This guy is saying that this is the most beautiful game that they ever seen, and the draw distance is so good. I think it was beat 'em ups. I love his content, but I'm like, what do you mean the draw distance is good? I can't even see past the clouds, bro. Like I can't see down at the bottom of the map. It's all blurry. What do you mean? I can't see anything. So I was like looking at chat, like, am I crazy, or am I the only person that thinks that the people praising this are wild for this? I don't know. I get a lot of hot takes, but I think that's why people enjoy my content, because I just say what's on my mind without worrying about pissing people off. You know, if I piss you off, good. That's what I was supposed to do.
No, that means but you know, a lot of people they're just playing to the Nintendo fan base.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And you know why I think the reviews for 16 are going to be like a 9s or 8s is because they're going to be playing into the loud ass motherfuckers on Twitter that are like, this isn't Final Fantasy anymore. Final Fantasy isn't turn-based. We already saw a reviewer, I think it was from, was it IGN? I don't know if I think it was IGN, where he wrote an article saying that Final Fantasy 16 lost its identity. Final Fantasy. I got so pissed off of that article. Like, we talked about this earlier, so I'm not going to go on about it again, but it's still, to me, probably going to be the best. I hope that people play it and get their hands on it, and they're like, wow, I was wrong about everything. Or even the people, but we know how those people are. They're still going to stand their ground and be like, nope, this isn't Final Fantasy. I refuse to play it. I refuse to say this is good. You know, and then we're going to have the whole Final Fantasy 16 versus Final Fantasy Rebirth battle debate.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just don't understand why we can't just like both of them. Why it has to be a competition. You know, they're both going to be good.
You know what's crazy?
Go ahead.
We said we were going to do this for 40 minutes. We're here over 2 hours.
Yeah, I just realized that. So let me conclude that last answer that you gave me. I told you I talk a lot. Okay. I don't shut the fuck up. That's probably why I could do a fucking stream for 15 hours and still be talking and have like 10 bottles of water next to me. To conclude the question of our mobile games, yeah, I don't like that comment because I'm going to use Honkai Star Rail as an example and Genshin. Both of them are PvE games and they're free to play. Do you spend money? This is where people get the very like anti-mobile game sense, is the gacha mechanics on a lot of these games. I'm going to tell you right now, a PvE game, which is the good mobile games, you do not need to spend any money. It is purely there for whales to support the game. People like me and Tectone and Asmongold that are spending thousands or hundreds of dollars on supporting the game because, one, we're making content off of it and we can write it off, so it doesn't matter. And I am enjoying the game and it's free, so I don't care to give a little bit of money to the developer because I know that's how these games run. But I have a free-to-play account on Star Rail and Genshin from back in the day. I was able to clear every single piece of content without any difficulty. All you have to do is play the game. You don't have to spend any money. The story in Genshin, while very heavily padded dialogue, is very good. Star Rail, much, much better. If you enjoy something like Xenosaga or Xenogears or Final Fantasy, Persona, you will like games like Honkai Star Rail because the dialogue and the writing, the funny lines of like there's actually some funny dialogue in the game too that out of nowhere, like your character can have like very snarky responses to like serious questions, which makes me die laughing. Then the whole thing we talk about, like the trash can, you open the trash can and there's lore. That's something they took from Trails and the Kaseki series, because in the Trails series, if you open a treasure chest and then talk to it again, there's like trash can lore, like there's dialogue in the treasure chest. So I found that very good. So like the story in these games are very good. There's also, I don't know if you've heard of this game called Chaos Rings 3. It was like an iOS exclusive game. Amazing. Fantasian. Fucking incredible game. This is how good that game is. I literally bought an Apple TV to play it. That's how good Fantasian is. And it's a mobile game. But it was made by Sakaguchi, who literally created Final Fantasy, so I knew it was going to be good. So, random fact about Sakaguchi. Before we moved to this condo, we were living in we had a house in the Kapahulu Kahala area here in Honolulu, and he was my neighbor. No way.
Shit. Yeah.
Holy crap. And you didn't interview him. You could have had him in the same building.
Bro, I swear to God, every time I go out to take the trash, I see Sakaguchi-san, or we go to like the Safeway, or any of the grocery stores in the neighborhood. Yeah, because everyone here knows him.
That's crazy. I didn't even know he lived in the West. I thought he lived in Japan.
No, he lives out here. He loves Hawaii.
That's crazy. I mean, Japan's pretty close to Hawaii, though, isn't it?
Like a 10 or so hour.
Because from me, it's like 27 hours flight.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, it's long. It's a long flight. Yeah, I was super jealous. My friend Night Sky Prince Ryan was interviewed Sakaguchi about Fantasia, and I was like, man, that was when I was a lot smaller and didn't have time to do content, so I didn't get to interview him. But my God, what an amazing guy! Like, that interview was awesome. My dream right now is I want to interview Yoshi P. That's what I want to do on my channel. I want to interview Yoshi P. Hopefully, when I meet him in 2 weeks, I can set something like that up. If Koji maybe can translate for us or something, that would be awesome. But yeah, like I said, the whole mobile games aren't real games debate, I could say that for the soulless PvP games, right? Like, Epic 7 even has a very incredible story, and I know a lot of people that play that game free to play and have almost every single character and are like top ranked in PvP. So it's possible, especially if games do things where like gear doesn't matter in PvP, right? To like make it more balanced. There's a lot of games that do that. There's a lot of soulless stuff out there, but I mean, there's also a lot of soulless console games and PC games out there. So I would argue that mobile games are just as good, if not some of them better than, you know, console games. I can play it at any time. At work, I'm on break, I can whip my phone out and play for 30 minutes. You know, if I'm in a doctor's office waiting for an appointment, I can whip my phone out and play. Like, it's accessible at all times. And honestly, these mobile games lately, I'll end it at this. These mobile games lately look better than console games. It's actually blows my mind. Solo Leveling is a game that's coming out. I don't know if you've read the manhwa. They have a gacha game coming out in a couple months for Solo Leveling. It's console quality. Black Clover Mobile turn-based game coming out in 4 fucking days. Console quality. It literally looks better than the One Piece Odyssey console game. I don't understand it. It's on mobile. It's actually crazy. So,
oh my goodness. Oh, so anything else you want to leave the audience with before we go?
No, I talked enough. If you want to follow me, it's LegionzGaming on everything: TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and then I do have an anime YouTube channel called legionzanime. And if you want to watch, unfortunately, I can't post full versions of those reactions because of YouTube copyright. The only way to see the unedited versions is Patreon, unfortunately, or else I would just put it on YouTube, but I don't want to get my channel banned. So that's the only way you can see that. And that's also a way to support me. Like, I have a tier, even if you don't care about reactions, just $1. It goes a long way, especially with Twitch's 50-50 split, you know, and Patreon is literally like 90-10. So your $3 on Patreon goes farther than $5 on Twitch. So just remember that when you sub to streamers that have Patreons. I'm pretty sure you have a Patreon too, right?
I do, and I need to be more on it.
Okay, so guys, make sure you subscribe to his Patreon right now if you haven't already.
So it's an interesting thing because, like, I got a Patreon, and like I would like put polls up and put posts up, and people weren't interacting, and then so I stopped posting on it. And then people got mad at me, and they're like, well, I'm going to unsub from your Patreon because you don't post anything. I was like, you motherfuckers weren't even interacting when I was asking you, what do you want to see? Do you want this? Do you want that?
Yeah.
But, like, it's crazy. I get more.
I think the only thing that, like, especially for your content, what you could do is, like, since we rambled on for 2 fucking hours, when you asked me if I had an hour of your time, sorry, you could do things like Patreon exclusive, like, stuff at the end of the interviews where it's only Patreon can hear the rest of the podcast. I guess that would be cool. Like, hey, 1 hour and 30 minutes of the podcast, but the last 30 minutes unfiltered on Patreon or something like that, you know?
Dude, one of the benefits I had, because, like, you know, interviewing the voice actors and the gaming industry folks, like, I was like, if you're a patron, you can hop on the conversations with them. None of them ever took advantage of that. So I'm like,
oh yeah.
That's on you guys.
Yeah, I know a lot of podcasts that do that. They say post your questions on Patreon, and we'll grab a couple of them and use them on the podcast. But yeah, it's, you know, a lot of people say that. A lot of people tell me, oh, they're like, because I have a friend of mine, John Reeves. He's doing really well for himself right now. He went from like 5,000 subs, 3,000 subs to, like, I did a podcast on his channel once, and he shot up till he's like at 60,000 now. He started doing reactions to music because he's a musician. So he started doing music reactions to anime music, K-pop, J-pop, rock, everything. And he uploads the full stuff on Patreon because obviously, you know, music's very heavily copyrighted on YouTube, so he has to cut a lot of stuff out or leave it silent. And he tells me, he's like, oh, just tell them to sub to your Patreon. Just do. I'm like, I wish it was that easy. I tell them, they don't do it. I got 15 or 16 subs on Patreon. I can't force somebody to sub on Patreon, you know? So it's, and I feel bad, you know, like cutting stuff out of the YouTube stuff just so it's like, hey, only Patreon. And then no one gets to see it, right? Because if there's only like 15 people on Patreon, then no one sees something that you put work into, right? And I'd rather just give it to the YouTube community, you know?
All right, I actually lied. I have one final question for you. Did you have fun?
Be a 3-hour podcast. Did I have fun? No, I sat here for 2 hours for no reason. Yeah, I had a blast, dude. It was awesome. Thank you for having me. I told you, I warned you. I don't shut up.
Yeah, you did.
I did warn you. Now you're never gonna invite me on here again because, you know, I'm gonna talk your ear off.
Bro, I was gonna say, like, I wanted to have you come back here, and I also want to know if you want to come on the anime and manga podcast to do with my wife, because I know she'd have a ton of fun having you on, because she's a fan of your content too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Shit, that's awesome. Yeah, I'd be down. Yeah, I love, bro. If you think I don't shut up about gaming, a lot of people don't understand that about me. I'm a way bigger anime fan than gaming. I just think it's a better form of media lately. The way that anime is coming out lately. I feel like a lot of gaming stuff is getting way too much into politics and way too much into like woke culture and trying to cater way too much to like the loud, angry people on Twitter, as I like to call them. And I think it ruins a lot of games, unfortunately. And then lately, I mean, holy crap, the PC ports that we've had lately has been so bad. And as a PC gamer, that really annoys the crap out of me. Wulong was terrible. Jedi Survivor Launch was terrible. Like, oh my god, there's Redfall, terrible. Like, there's so many bad launches lately that I don't have that anime. I watched the first episode, it pops off, I'm good. That's it, you know. So, and yeah.
All right, so that said, people, links for everything for Legions will be in the description down below. Be it on the podcast form, you can catch this episode of the podcast and many others on every single major podcasting platform, and also in video format on Spotify, which is a sponsor for this podcast, as well as on YouTube. So definitely check them out, and if you enjoyed it, let us know what you think. And other than that, we're signing out. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. And he's got to get out here because this man's working.
I'm about to stream right after this.
He's legitimately about to stream. So we'll catch y'all in the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Mahalo for your time for listening to this episode of the Casanova Podcast, number one podcast in Hawaii. If you found this episode to be incredibly enjoyable, informative, or if there's anything you gain from it, or any insight, or anything that's good that you really, really enjoyed, make sure whatever platform you're listening to it on, or if you're watching it, leave a comment if that's available on the platform, like it, share it around with someone you think would enjoy it, and give us some feedback, because your feedback is exactly what we need to keep this show going. And if you're wondering what are some ways that you could support the show, we got various ways. We've got Patreon, we have channel memberships over on YouTube, as well as Subscribestar, Coffee, and so much more. Links for everything will be in the description of the podcast, so make sure you go check that out. And with all that being said, I hope you have an aloha rest of your day.
Let them know that I'm next level. I'm a whole new kind of guy. Yeah. Yes, at the top spot, in case you forgot. We the ones that got the block hot, bullet got the shot. Yeah.